Okay. Let me see. Let me post this to my Discord. How's everybody doing? It's been a couple weeks since I did any tournament stream, so I knew it was high time we returned. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna forget. Are you dumb? But of course we're here today. Tournament coverage is a must. It's a need. Nobody ever be posting the tournament OU content, bro. So I had to tap in. The music's loud. Let me turn that shit down. Give me a second. But yeah, I was like, if I don't post it, nobody's gonna post it. Nobody cares about the singles tournaments. I'm right here though. I'm right here. I care. So I'm gonna be, you know what I'm saying? I was like, wait, I literally was thinking about it. I was like, should I tournament stream? And then I was like, dude, if I don't do it, nobody's gonna do it. So I'ma fucking do it. Shout out Drix in the chat. What's good, homie? We need to do another FFA soon with Swave. I was telling him we need to get you on again. Why is you guys hear the police siren in the background? Why is it so loud? The fuck? Whatever. That was for me. They said stop posting fucking the bullshit. Let me post this to my server. You know, Smoke on Tour is tonight at 6 p.m. I might stream that. Sometimes I think I want to play in the shit, but the idea of sitting for 3 hours and only getting 5 games in is crazy. I mean, if I'm not doing shit, then it's like less crazy, but I be leaving the house every hour or two just to like move around and shit if I'm not streaming. But anyway, that's beyond the case. We got a lot of replays. Sword and Shield today. Oh yeah, it is SS today for Tour Gen 8. I have some pretty shice Gen 8 teams. But I'm going to be going over the Smogon Premier League semifinals. We got a lot of games here. I'm not going to touch on old gens for the most part because I don't care much. I mean, a lot of these games I really don't care about besides the ones that involved my team. I'm going to go over all the SV, all the Gen 5 through 8 I probably will go, 9 I probably will go over. Tiebreaker I'll go over too, of course. And then Smogon Tour started, so there's replays of the semis and finals. I believe this is now like mandatory. They have to save the replays of the finals and the semifinals, so that's cool. That gives me like 9 different SVOU games to look at. So yeah, we have more than a lot of shice content to watch today. I picked this game first just because I was like, we're gonna start with something not SV for the one time, because I'm always showing the Gen 9 games first. I figured, you know what? I'll switch it up today. We'll start with a calm Gen 6 game. Look at the teams. Shit has changed, bro. Shit has changed. Ain't no Keldeo on this side anymore. They only run Manaphy these days in this metagame. I never used to run Manaphy back in the day in ORS. Let's see. Let me just post my thumbnail real quick. What did I call this shit? Perfect. How's everybody though on this nice Friday? How are we living? Is it a good time? Is it a good time to be an agent? Last gen with 1.8 burn. Hella cheap. Bro, it's cheap. Agency, I just got home from a concert, into midnight snack with Blunder stream. Life is good. Life is good. I'm glad that you were able to have that fun ass day. That is a fun ass day. Let me zoom this in one more time. Oh no, I'm zoomed out now. Okay. I gotta put from the protagonist point of view because this is my teammate Poek. Why'd they pull up with the same shit? Gone are the days when people used honest Keldeo. Now they only rock the same shit. Superior sets up screens. Manaphy comes in and tail glows. Once Manaphy dies, you go Bisharp, you click SD, and then if you fuck up, you go Thunderous and you click Thunder Ray. This is how everybody plays ORAS now. Gone are the days of me quadruple switching my Keldeo in for the Scald Burn Fish on the Venusaur 3 times. Finally get it. Set up Stealth Rock, another quadruple switch so that it keeps taking burn damage. All that shit is gone now. Now these pussies just click Light Screen, Reflect, Bisharp go! But such is the life. As the GOAT Soren Johnson said, given the opportunity, Players will optimize the fun out of the game. Okay. So this game, I believe this was the first game in the fucking, what's it called? In the semifinals. I believe this was the first game played for my team. I don't know if it was the first game in general. Let me pull up the first game in general from this. I believe that was an SV game. So let me pull that up. Also, I will try to edit this down to a video that is like more palatable, since, you know, I pause, I take forever, that type of shit when I'm doing this. So yeah, I'll definitely try to make this more palatable. Anyways, we'll show the Gen 6 game first. So Poek is my player. Gen 6 OU. Leave this beat alone, bro. I be rinsing this beat, but it's because every time, I mean, I don't really, like, I love this beat, but I don't need to have it on in the background all the time. The only reason I have it on in the background all the time is because whenever I stream tournament, y'all be like, where's the beat? Where's the beat? And then I'm like, oh, my bad. I guess I gotta put it on. Does this replace the SPL vid with BKC? No, that's a whole different video. This is just streaming tournament shit because I like doing it, and like I said, nobody covers this shit in general. So I was like, I guess I'll just do it. So as I am the GOAT, and nobody can give you this type of high level commentary. Otherwise they would. Anyways, so we got Poek here. He's rocking a screens team. Now, when me and him were preparing for this battle, the backstory, he told me, I want you to help me with this. He told me he wanted me to help him with this Dragalge Raikou team. And you guys know me. We can rock with a Shipmon, but there's a very high limit. Like, you can only have one Shipmon. And if you have one Shipmon, you need to have at least 5 super tryhard mons. But he had like 3 Shipmons on one team. He had Dragalge, he had Raikou, he had a Lomomola, which in Gen 6 is a broke bitch. And I was like, bro, don't do it. And he was like, trust me, my vision is fire. And I told him, don't do it. Actually, no, I told him, let's do it. But then our team was like, don't do it, Raikou will lose. Raikou would have clicked Calm Mind and 6-0'd this team at lead. So let it be known, sometimes your intuition is correct. I'm not going to act like Dragalge would have been the GOAT here, but it does stop these two, and T-Spike 6-0's this team. So let that be a lesson. Yeah, his team was literally Raikou, Dragalge, Lopunny. That was the first team we prepped, and it would have 6-0'd this without any skill. So Raikou, you'll see your time again. Anyways, dual screens matchup. They're going to lead off with Serp. This is probably the most important turn in the game. Whoever gets the taunt off first. So OUTB PJ wins the tie and is able to get the taunt off first. So that's probably like the most meaningful turn in this, because now the superior here is able to get the screens up. Clicks Leaf Storm turn 1, which I guess is fine. I mean, probably should just light screened though. See, now you see it's a speed tie because the Serp wins. Our Serp wins on turn 3, but these Serps are just chilling. Did we win the last one? I forget. Yeah, lose all 4. Yeah, are you fucking serious? This guy won the first turn tie and then won the turn 4 tie. But it's all good. It's all good. Alakazam comes in here, knocks this out because the damage was needed for Serp. Manaphy comes in. I believe lucky crit happens here. 83%, which means it would have done, what, like 55? What's 83 times 2/3? It's about 55. What does Citrus, and so Citrus would have activated, though. Get a lucky crit there, for sure. Bisharp comes in here on Psychic, which was a really big play to make, I must say, because technically Focus Blast is like, quote-unquote, free, but because the Manaphy has already exhausted its item, and it's at 41%, it's very hard for any player to think, let me risk this Focus Blast, especially when you just got a crit that won this 1v1 situation for you. So any player in this position is more than likely not going to click Focus Blast, even if it's like, oh, Focus Blast is free. You're not going to click it, because if the previous turn went that well for you, you don't feel forced to do that. So anyways, that was a great play by PJ to go Bisharp. I remember people were like, oh my god, what if he Focus Blasted? But it's one of those plays where it's like, dude, he just had his Manaphy get hit hard. He has to make this play. So that was a great play. Shout out Skylar with the Big 10. Thank you so much, homie. Let me see some Mr. Crows in the chat real quick. Every time Skylar be in the streams dropping the mad members. I'm getting back to 1,000. Thank you so much. I want to see all of y'all join in the agency Discord. If you got gifted a membership, big shout outs to Skylar. Make sure you thank them too. Go. Much love, much love. Thank you. We on the come up. I saw the funniest tweet today in the agency Twitter community, but I'll post that after this game. Anyways, Bishop comes in on Psychic, but Poick makes a god play. No timer even showed up, and he clicks the insta focus blast. When I was watching this game, I literally said to my teammates, he should just switch. This guy's gonna click sucker punch, just switch out. That's literally what I told my teammates while we were watching. I'm like, bro, if I'm Poick, I would just switch. Keep this. Bro is god, bro. How you knew? What? Bro, I was mad impressed because bro, this is the only guy I'll ever admit is better than me in ORAS OU. That's the other than that, in Gen 6 OU, I have every single player ever wiped down. This is the only guy I'll ever admit is better than me. Shout out Vince for the 11 months. Volt switches out. Thunderous takes 82. Dude, Zam is so cheap. It's so broken. It's so broken. I think this, the Bisharp either clicked SD. I mean, I doubt it's Pursuit Bisharp. I mean, it could be, because all three of these Pokemon do like Lotties or whatever taken care of, but I mean, honestly, I don't know. This isn't even screens from what I can tell. Ours was screens. Ours was Taunt, Leaf Storm, double screens. But now that I think about it, this didn't even reveal screens. So it's very likely that the Bisharp could have just been Assault Vest, seeing as it's the only Steel type. That's actually a fact. So maybe PJ went for Pursuit there. So that was just a great read to Focus Blast. That was actually a team read, if anything. Big shots to Ghostblade with the 5. Thank you so much, homie. You also be in all the streams, dropping the members, dropping the donos. I appreciate y'all. This is a auspicious stream. Like I said, if you became a member, got gifted a membership, I need to see all of y'all joining Agency Cord. There's no excuse. The Empire must expand. Also, we got a fire video coming later today. Get ready for that. I got the Your Rage Showdown live I did with him edited down. It's gas. But anyways, that turn was honestly pretty important because we can know that because Serp showed Taunt, Leaf Storm, and Hidden Power, the last move is more than likely Glare. It's not going to be one screen. It's not going to be either Reflect or Light Screen. You either run both screens or, you know what I'm saying? You don't run any of them. No one's running just one screen. So I think because of that, that's why the Focus Blast was easier for Poick, because this is clicking Pursuit, not SD. That is my assumption. I don't know if this was SD or not, but I wouldn't be surprised if this was Pursuit and this was Assault Vest and that's why he did it. I'm actually more confident than that is what the situation was. I don't know what PJ's team was, but if I had to guess, that's what I would think. But yeah, so this dies. Thunder comes in because that's the only play he can make at this point. He can't let Garrett take damage. That's the win con. Landers T comes in here on the double down, and rocks go up because in Gen 6, 7, there's no boots. So the second you get rocks up, all those flying type shits are gone. So Thundurus is dead now. Rock Tombs comes out. I believe our set is Rock Tomb, EQ. I forgot what else. I would have gone Thundurus this turn, like a boss on the U-turn. Actually, that doesn't make sense. All right. Alright, so we see Manaphy come in and click Ice Beam. Let's analyze this turn, because at the time I was like, maybe we should have kept this, because it can intimidate Gara, Rock Tomb spam, so Gara cannot ever get a +1. But when I thought back to it, it wasn't the end of the world, just because Thundurus comes in after and is still able to put the beats on. But at the time, I was like, I don't know if we should have done that. Even now, I can still probably take a long time and analyze whether that was the right play or not, but it would be for naught. Landers comes in here, dies to HP Ice, because we're not bulky Thundurus. A lot of people run bulky, Thunderwave, Foul Play, some bullshit. Ours is Nasty Plot 3 attack, just offensive. Gyarados comes in. If y'all play Gen 6, you know how bulky Mega Gara is. Somebody tell me in the chat, what is Mega Gara's Spit F stat? I think it's 132? Or is it 130, 131? It's some bullshit high Spit F. Anyways, this takes 74, meaning it lives after rocks. Like, bro, what? We see Waterfall here, but I was like, all right, if we get Waterfall flinch twice, we lose. Twice. Because this Manaphy is max defense, max speed. I remember when Poet made this, I was like, bro, that doesn't even make sense. And he was like, trust me, bro, I got a vision. Shit took only 28, doesn't get flinched. But that's why he needed double flinch, because our shit's fucking defense EV invested, hilariously enough. And then that thing dies to rocks, and that's going to be the one. So this was it's 130, the Spadef on Mega Gera. That bitch is crazy, right? But yeah, even with the SERP losing the ties turn 1, he did really good to recover from that. HO versus HO, every turn is important. So I'll show you the big turns. This lead matchup was obviously important. This was tough for PJ, I agree. But whatever. If we got screens up, I'm pretty sure we insta-won, so I don't exactly consider it hacks. This was a big turn. Going Bisharp was a great play, and then staying into Focus Blast was another great play. So both of these turns 7 and 8 were very important turns. First one was won by PJ, but then the second turn was won by Poet. And then basically at this point when rocks went up, it was basically done, because priority is dead, fast guy 1 is dead, and fast guy 2 is dead. So at that point, it's like, it's pretty damn hard to recover. This was a cool game though. If I had the Dragalge team, I would show you guys. I don't have it anymore, though. I might have it somewhere, actually. But whatever. I think he brought that team in week 8, too. Oh, yeah, he brought the same team the week before. Yeah, he's a thug. Yeah, he's a thug. He's a thug. This was a ownage game. But this was last week, so I don't care anymore about this one. Yeah, the fact that... Because I remember he was like, I'm just going to bring the same team. And I was like, okay, that's what you want to do. And I told him, if you do... Oh, this was funny. Watch this. This was funny. I've been there myself, though. Well, not with the contrary calm mind, but I've been there myself with what's the word? I've been there myself with just like mega evolution mechanics in Gen 7 and shit like that. That's like my classic. That's like my ultimate classic. Forgetting the mega interaction, the insta speed boost versus the non-insta speed boost. Okay, let me go back to watching this in chronological order. The first game of this tournament was... I mean, of this semifinals, I believe... I wish this shit was in order. Okay. This is the first game. Okay, this was the first game in the order of semifinals. Do I have predictions for the final series score? Oh, you mean final series? I actually haven't even looked at the matchups, to be honest with you, bro. Let me take a look. Well, I'll get to it after, actually. Let's watch these games first, so I don't forget, you know? Okay, so we got offense versus offense. Pretty classic. This team is pretty interesting. I like this. You know, Deoxys speed has been on the come up. Everybody is spamming Deoxys speed as of late, and I don't mind it either. Deoxys speed is very, very solid. It's a good hazard setter. People are starting to use that as opposed to Ting Lu every now and then, which I get it. It's fast. I like the Life Orb set a lot too on like bulkier teams or bulky offense or whatever. I've always thought the Life Orb set was pretty good. Like knockoff, Ice Beam, Psycho Boost, Superpower. You can beat a lot of bulkier teams that way. Did low kicks appear at any point in the tour? Low kicks was actually used a lot this tour. I feel like it did good this tour as well. Now that you asked that question. Low kicks was used quite a bit. I believe Lily, who is a SVOU player, used it twice in a row and won twice with it. Yeah, this team is cool. Joey uploaded with this team. I always thought this team was really like interesting because it's just a weird ass 6 put together. Like the team, to me when I saw it, like unless I use a team like this, I would just be like, how does this even make sense? You don't see these 6 together. But I believe Lily won both games in a row. I think brought it back to back, which is pretty shiced given that it's like a very unique looking team. Yeah, twice in a row. Low kicks is still a crazy mod. I don't know if I would ever bring that shit to a tournament. Low kicks, I'm not a fan of that shit. But that team is solid. Joe used it and was like, this is a great team. And I was like, yeah, that shit is fire. Low kick's probably worst after Moon ban. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree for sure. Okay, let's get into this game. So, we see Deoxys Speed come out as Landorus T is the lead. This is Hazard lead Deoxys. So he's just going to go for rocks. Yeah. This team has been used multiple times in tournaments. This is like the 8th time it's been used. So switching out is just wrong. Even if you think the sets are going to be changed, I'm going to tell you right now, if Deoxys led, it's clicking double Hazard. And also this team's been used 8 times already. So should have just taken damage immediately and U-turned out. But now, like, Deoxys gets off the noob gut. Pain Split is nuts. But yeah, Deoxys continues to get off the noob gut. So yeah, Electric Wind. At this point, like, he's thinking, hell yeah. T-spikes go up, which is great because 4 dudes get affected. So that's also really nice. Pain Split was cool though. And you can tell that there's some defense EVs on this because you can't take only 44. What's it called? Percent. I believe ZavGB created this team. Shouts to him. He's probably in my top 3 favorite builders in SV, which is a high compliment. He's up there though. He's made a lot of teams that I've enjoyed using in my time. This is a crazy team though. My Valiant is coming. I'm clicking Calm Mind and I'm gonna sweep this, but this is a shice team. Landorus comes in here. Look at this damage, by the way. 51. So it's what's it called? It's 0-0. I wonder what it is. Is it Scarf? Ogre comes in here on the U-turn. As Golden Go is then going to come in, probably revealing Scarf. Okay. But all the hazards up and these 3 all being weak to it is really, really frustrating for Dugza. Also, now that Scarf has been revealed on Golden Go, Roaring Moon is more than free to get its Dragon Dance off. And we're going to see that. I will say, though, Dugza getting in the Moth and getting up T-Spike was a really good way to limit the beginning. Because the beginning looked so bad to me when it was just this. Because we got this at 39% after rocks. This exhausts the booster and is at 59. And we have all this shit on the floor that's never going anywhere. So when I saw this position, I was like, game's already over. You can't win as Dugza. But getting up the T-Spike at least limits the opponent from just not having to use a brain. So it's a good thing that T-Spikes went up and it was able to kind of recover from that. Let's see. Landorus comes back in on DD. Dies to knockoff. The only thing you can go into here is either Hands or Prim. And Hands is going to come in as a result. We all know that this bulky bastard cannot die to any physical attack. Earthquake's still going to do 70 max. See? 62. Dies to Ice Punch. And that's going to be that for the Roaring Moon. Landorus T comes back in here. I think it's Scarf. But I don't really remember if it was or not. Let's see. But I feel like it is because it took 51 from that. Okay, so it is Scarf. Why wasn't DD clicked? Maybe it's so slow that it's below 309 speed, but I doubt it. You'd have to like go out of your way to make a Roaring Moon that slow. So, I don't know why DD wasn't clicked. I mean, I guess Val was faster anyway, but whatever. I guess it's fine. Vacuum Wave would definitely never kill this from 13. No, that is definitely not right. The point is that I'm trying to make is that if he DD'd, then maybe, but I guess he was already slower than this because everybody runs like some defensive moon nowadays. So yeah, everybody runs a defensive moon. They don't like going max speed. I personally, I always like running max speed. The defensive set is pretty solid when you're able to get 2 Dragon Dances, which is not too hard to do. But I don't know. It still took 60 from EQ, so it's not like it even had that much defense. That bulky moon is hit or miss. Sometimes you just want that DD offensive, and then you're good. Destiny Bond comes out here, trades into this, and then exhausted versus not exhausted. think he turns fairy. Shadow Ball. I'm not gonna lie. Shadow Ball is just wrong. If Terra hasn't happened yet. Gets a T-Bolt para, but it lives 2 Shadow Balls, so whatever. That was a pretty nice game. This is a pretty cool one. I like this team. This shit was tough. Alright, let me go back in the chronological. Let's see who was next after this. Okay. SV was after this. Okay. Let me see. Or SS. This was next up. Okay. Generation 8. This was a pretty shiest one because both the teams were pretty cool. I enjoy, what's it called? What's it called? What's it called? This team is pretty cool. I like any Urshifu Coco team. I have a lot of Urshifu Slowking shit. Back in, what's it called? Generation 8. Urshifu, Slowking, and Coco is always going to be good. In general. Like, this is always going to be a strong core. Volt Turn with Urshifu, and then clicking Future Sight. Everybody knows in Gen 8 that Future Sight plus Urshifu is quite literally unwallable. Unless you have like a light screen Toxapex or something like that. It's very, very hard to defensively beat Future Sight plus Urshifu. That's a very big go-to if you're playing against somebody that always uses some type of bulkier, or even just like a regular balance or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so this is a Hail team. Luthier's my player, by the way, so we're gonna go from this. Damien was on my team last year, though. One of my favorite players. So even though this is the opponent for my team, I got nothing but love for Damien the Genius. When we won SMOGON Premier League last year, he played what I consider to be the best game that was in that finals. He's shiced. Shouts to my boy Luthier. We got him, and he couldn't play until mid-season. He got a little busy, but then we were able to unlock him. He's also a very strong player. So this matchup was pretty fire. So let's see here. Turn 1 T-Bolt comes out and does 96%. I'm not gonna lie, staying in turn 1 is not needed at all. This lives because it's Assault Vest, but this proves that the Coco is specs. Like I said, staying in turn 1 makes no sense. Landers T is Spadef. Just go to Landers T. If it gets Toxic, it doesn't matter. And if it gets U-turned on into Shifu, it still is not an auto loss because there's a Core, there's a Volk, there's a Torn. Staying in here is wrong. Straight up, it's wrong. Even if this is not specs, you cannot stay in here and take 65. You don't get anything out of it. So this is wrong. Is this live? No. As you can see, there's a play and a pause button. So Ninetales comes out here. This is also wrong. You just go Landorus T. Because here he switches out and goes Landorus T anyways, because you cannot stay in on Specs T-Bolt. But all that happened here is that initiative was thrown out. So this was botched for sure. Going into thing just to go back into Landorus. This was a big turn. I believe Damien the Genius predicts this. U-turn. Huge turn. Huge turn. This was a big stay. I remember. I mean, it's obvious in his mind that EQ won't be clicked. Because, what's it called? There's 2 birds here, right? And there's a Ferrothorn as well. You're going to be more likely to just U-turn out. But then again, this team doesn't even run Stealth Rock. It's double defog, so there's no Stealth Rock to be clicked there. Comes in on Sludge Bomb, which means the, what's it called? The U-turn was predicted fully. So that was a great play. No poison on the Torn, which is pretty fortunate. It lives with exactly 1 HP. Hard switches into Landers T. U-turn is never getting clicked because there's a Ferrothorn there. Goes into Landers T on Scald. Gets burned. But at this point, like, you cannot play this reactive off the first 5 turns of a game. Look how much has already been accomplished for him. Landorus is basically dead. Corv got double Scald Burn is unlucky, but you cannot just, you know what I'm saying? You're just throwing out goob attacks. This comes in on Future Sight finally. So as far as noob guts go, this shit went crazy. This shit went ridiculous. Steam Eruption comes out because it's specs, but Volcanion now takes 66. When you play well, you get rewarded. That's a fact more often than not. We see this come in on specs Dazzling Gleam, which is pretty free because this is at 21%. Ninetales comes in because Ninetales is HP invested. It's able to take 2 of those, but it did too much damage. Zolt comes in. We see 71 or 72 from Gleam here. Shout out to Lang for the member. We see Sub again. Well, Sub is like whatever because Blizzard does not even kill this, so needs the extra chip. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know if Blizzard kills at 65. But Boat Beat comes out as Ferrothorn comes in. As far as counters to this shit go, Ferrothorn is the one. Like every time. You got Blizzard, Freeze Dry, Low Kick, whatever you have, it doesn't really touch Ferrothorn. I don't really like Arctozolt in Black-White. I mean, not Black-White, in Gen 8. But the reason I don't like Arctozolt in Gen 8 is because one of my favorite Pokemon to use in Gen 8 is Hippowdon. And Hippowdon fucks that shit up. Nobody runs Ice Cold Crash. They run Freeze Dry and Blizzard. Blizzard does not even 2-hit KO, specially defensive Hippo. Good luck hitting 2 of those as well. So, I will always be a Arctozolt non-believer. Just because it's just very hard to like run into what you need to run into. Goes into this and then goes Volcanion. This was a life read, honestly. Tried to bait the Aqua Jet, but this was a life read. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like that was a life read. It's pads, so it U-turns out of there and brings in the Coco. As U-turn is clicked as well because there has to be some type of initiative. Dazzling Gleam gets clicked here. It actually died, which impressed me. I thought Spadev Lando could take that at 47, but the shit straight up died. But then again, we did see Scald do 40 something earlier, if I recall correctly. 47. So, you know what I'm saying? It's not max Spadev Landers T. There's some speed on this shit. But that dies. Slowking G comes in here. I see Freeze Dry come out. It does 11 because Slowking G is AV and the goat of this shit. Tornadus T comes in on Sludge Bomb again and just dies because the Assault Vest has already been knocked off at an earlier time. Ferrothorn comes in again to beat Arctozolt. Arctozolt is not able to handle this Mon. Corviknight comes in here. Leech Seed misses. Body press, but is burned, so it's not going to be able to break through. And at this point, this is just a matter of time before Coco wins this game. So T-Bulk is clicked. It was a good switch to go to Coco. You don't want to lose any Pokemon for no reason, especially when you can easily do this. Ninetales comes in here. 28, 25. And then watch this. He had Jet the whole time. He played this shit like a genius. He played that shit like a genius. It ain't much else to say. He played that shit like a genius. These were some fucking. This game was a wash. Straight up. This was a wash. Straight up. This team is pretty cool though. Like I said, I love Coco, Shifu, Slowking G. I have an old team of this that I used so long ago in tournament that CTC made, and this core would these three were on it, and then there was Hippo, Hydreigon, and something else. I can't remember right now what the last guy was. One of you might remember what it was. It was Hippo, Hydra. Hippo was the ground, Hydra was the dark type, and then I had something. Corviknight. You know I don't leave home without Mr. Corvi. But yeah, this is a well-played game. I would say that this could have been, even the turn 1 was okay. I mean, taking the T-Bolt wasn't a correct play by any means, but it was a play you can recover from if Landorus comes in the next here and U-turns out. Because if Landorus comes in here, you U-turn on whatever the switch in is and you get initiative. But for some reason, Ninetales was brought in and then Landorus was brought in immediately after because obviously Ninetales can't stay in here. So that I understand that maybe he wanted Hail Up so that Arctozolt could get started, but Arctozolt's not useful when there's no Rocks Up anyways on this. So this was just wrong. Okay. Next game. Let's see. Poet game I already showed. That was the third game. I just didn't want to start off with SV, just to switch it up. Game after this was Gen 2 OU, which I don't give a fuck about, so we're not watching that. Gen 3 OU, like, I kind of care, kind of don't. Features my boy McMegan, but I don't really care. Gen 4 OU. I think Void brought a Ludicolo, which was shiced. What is Mario Mon? It's this new game that Alpharad and his team made. The shit is fire. Go on YouTube and look up Mario Mon. It's tough. Gen 4 heads, is Uxie like that? Uxie is like that. Uxie is like that. How did this live life orb pump? That's what I want to know. Nah, this is some fraud watch shit. Yo, what? How is that even possible? Is this zero special? How is that even? It's rains up. It's life orb. Yo, somebody calc this. This is not possible. How the fuck did this live? What? Damn. How did that shit live, bro? I'm really shocked right now that lived at it's gotta have Spadef or something, bro. That bitch got 800 EVs. How is that even possible? All right, we see Jirachi in here to click Thunder. Maybe it's Calm Mind. Yup, Calm Mind Thunder. Ludicolo is such a fraud. How is that even possible? I just saw the calc that was posted. Hydro Pump does 82 to 97 to max HP max. So what? The Metagross was max HP max Spadef? Is literally what happened, huh? Damn. How is this possible? Hydro Pump used to be a strong ass move too, 120 base power. We need to get to the bottom of this Metagross. Somebody please find out what the Metagross's EV spread is. I have to know how 78% is even possible, because it's not. Right? It has to be max careful, right? To beat Latias and all them. But there's also... Man, what? I need to know. I need to know. Heatran gets parried, which, I mean, is gonna happen. Hits the next Thunder, which is pretty fortunate. Gets a para again. Flygon comes in on what? Thunder. Has to EQ, but what does this run? This what we doing? Thunder CM sub Ironhead. I have seen this set one time before. I have seen sub Ironhead one time before. I'm gonna tell you right now. You gotta be a real monster to do something like this. Where is? Think about the children. Think about what values you're instilling in the youth of tomorrow when they see a set like this. They're thinking, fuck it. Fuck it. Yeah, this right here. This was during Ramadan. You're right. How did we allow this? Nah, I saw this set. I'd have lost my damn mind. This guy Void though, his record over the last like 2 or 3 Diamond Pearl tournaments, he like never loses. This guy's extremely tough. I've only teamed with him like once before, I think. Not in no SPL and like some other shit. He's cool though. This guy's funny. Wait, let me just show you the game and then I'll show you. Hold on. Uxie comes out here on the EQ, which is free because we've already seen Flygon come in and more than likely reveal that it's choiced. Zapper comes in here on U-turn. Mr. Kingdra the Goat comes in. Roost is clicked. Hydro Pump 62%. Uxie comes in here. That's a Specs Kingdra, I guess, but oh no, it's not Specs, it's Iron Ball. Yeah, it couldn't be Specs and be slower. I was gonna say, how does that make sense? Okay. Sub gets clicked. I'm gonna be honest, Hydro Pump did a shit ton then for this not being Specs still. 62, so I guess this is max speed Zapdos. Sub goes up here. Rain Dance is clicked. What does Void have in the back for this? I'm curious. Because you go what, Jirach? Okay, I was going to say you go Kingdra here. He knows because he hit U-turn that Thunder's going to break the sub. Calm Minds first on T-Bolt. That shit didn't do enough. Okay. Thunder comes out here. Crits the T-Bolt to knock this out. Which honestly, that shit is whatever. If anything, Void is like, hell yeah, Kingdra's coming in now. But it's still Iron Balled, so Zapdos is faster, unfortunately. Trick Iron Ball is one of my favorite strategies they'd be rocking in DPP. Void clicks Surf here because he realizes, oh fuck, I'm still slower. Let's just break the sub. Rightfully so. Christos is able to spam sub to stall out the rain, but Uxie is still at 72%. It's going to click the Rain Dance. It gets a Rain Dance on every single Pokemon here. Heatran gets sacked, which is a good play. You gotta get rid of that at this point. It's not doing anything versus a Rain team, especially at such a low amount of HP. Zapdos comes in to click Roost as what, Draco or what comes out? Yep. Draco's gonna kill because it's 140. It's not, I mean, even if it was 130, it would still kill, seeing as Hydro did 62. So Drake was always being clicked here. I don't really know what he thought was gonna happen. Void stays in here just to get some chip, but he crits and kills it. But at this point, I believe there's a Quillfish in the back, and there's another dude in the back. So I think he was just trying to sack the shit and move on to the next mon. Calm Minds again as we see Rain Dance set up. Oh, Thunder Wave. Oh, we saw Rain Dance set up. Okay. So we're still trying to figure out what that Metagross was, right? It's just Max Careful. There's no other explanation. Suicune has plus 47 billion right now. Christos is just hoping that this guy's... But Quillfish is about to pull up. I pull up! We already know what's getting clicked here. Boom! So, that's good. You already know what's happening. That is one thing about DPP that's always going to be shiesty. You can run the fucking boom guys in the back. Like, you tried it, bud. No! I will say, having explosion guys to lock down a lead when it's offense versus offense is always pretty fun. 5 big booms for Quillfish. type shit. That shit was pretty funny. You doing the TBs today? Yeah, I'll cover as much as I can cover today in the time I have. I've been going kind of slow going over these games, but it's semifinals, so I like giving them more attention than the games I give in the previous weeks. Because this is for all the marbles. If you lose here, you're out. The winner of both of these series are now playing in the finals. This is already over. So I want to get through these. But yeah, I'm obviously going to go over the tie breaks too. All right, let me go back and see when the next game was. Oh, and then there was a crazy post by Void after he won this battle that I have to show because lore is always funny. Hold up. No, this was a crazy post. I'm not going to lie. Where is this shit? You gotta see this post. This shit was so fucking jokes. Why did they edit out the photo, bruh? What? Bruh, what? Why is this shit not... Bruh, why is this not here? Bro, this guy posted a photo of him smoking at a club while he was playing this game. Because this guy is infamously known for playing his tournament games at the fucking club. But he wins. But of course, Smogon Virgin site probably deleted it because they were like, no, it's too much, it's too shiced. Whatever. It was a tough post though. This guy legitimately plays his games at the club and wins them. He's crazy. That shit is funny, bro. People need to take shit less seriously. Did the club look heat? It did. It did, bro. It did. Oh, it's the Discord embed gone wrong. Whatever. They need to put that shit back in there. That was some real. I'm not one to what's it called? Be like, oh yeah, that was some aura farming. But that smoking a pack while smoking a pack? Come on, man. Come on, man. There's only one other insanely disrespectful, crazy thing I've ever seen, and the video of it does not exist any longer. But there was a tournament battle between two guys. All right, and they had crazy beef. And when one of the guys won, you know what he posted in his win post? This was 2015. He posted a point of view of his toilet. He had a picture of the other dude's profile picture printed out in the toilet, and he pissed on it. And that was his win post. That was fucking crazy. That was fucking outrageous. I think the vid is gone. But all you see is the toilet and the dude's fucking profile photo in the toilet, and all of a sudden you see the fucking piss stream. Dude, it was... There used to be some crazy fucking shit on here, bro. There used to be some crazy fucking shit, bro. I'm not lying, it's real. It was Badoosh. Badoosh versus Telly. Shout out Badoosh, one of my old homies. Nah, that shit was so funny though. That shit was so fucking funny. Holy shit. Can't do that in VGC, I'm just saying. Gonna get banned forever. Alright. Let me go find There were some players on here in my time playing tournament. Like, there were some players that were just beyond characters. But I love the lore building and shit. Like, I like when people show some emotion. I like when people talk shit. When I used to play tournament, I was the biggest shit talker on the site. It wasn't even close. I had to take the reins from CTC after he retired. Somebody had to do it. But I like that shit. You don't gotta be toxic, but at least it gives some type of fucking lore. We don't play an official format. You should have some fun. You should make it a little spicy. That's what I think, at least. Not that anyone has to act a certain way, but I always find the shit to be very funny. I always find the shit to be... I mean, it's cool. Yeah, in the moment, it's annoying. Like, the team we were playing this semifinals, they were talking so much shit. Yeah, playing against them, it's annoying. But overall, that shit is good for the game. As long as it's not like some toxic shit, it's always good to have some storylines. At the end of the day, this is a competitive fucking game. I don't want no fucking kumbaya bullshit. The fucking game level is not gonna go up that way. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. It's a competitive game. I want the level to be high. I want people to actually want to win this shit. So I got no issue with that shit. Okay, next game. This team is pretty cool. When I saw this, I was like, I fuck with this team. Double G's. Yo, double G'sing is crazy. Let's see. Wheezing G. Yeah, Wheezing G in 2 games is crazy. Rotom Wash has been making a slight comeback as of the last few weeks. People don't know, but I know. People love Wheezing G lately. Me too. I've always loved Wheezing G. Memes aside, this is one of the best Pokemon that I say you can bring in a best of 1 format. It's very underrated. Smashes Zama, owns Ogerpon, beats a lot of Valiants, takes on non-EQ Moon. Everybody and their mom wants to run Taunt, Terra Fairy. Well, if you have Taunt, you beat Rotom. But everybody wants to run like Terra Fairy Moons and Terra Ground Moons. What's it called? No, sorry, not Rotom. Blah, blah. Wheezing. Fuck. I mixed up my brain. Not Terra Ground Moons. Everybody wants to run Terra Fairy, Knockoff, Fairy Blast, Roost, whatever. Basically, these guys are not able to hit this right now. Not every Moon is running EQ, so it's easier to run Wheezing G in anticipation of this guy. G's has a 65% win rate in SPL. I'm not even surprised, bro. I think I brought G's 1 time to tournament. Did I? I think I had a G's team, but last minute I said I'm not gonna do it, and I brought an even fatter team as a result. But G's is really clutch. The guaranteed defog, since it has neutralizing gas, will never not be incredible. Look at this. This guy, One Last Kiss, has a Tinglu for max hazards, but the Golden Go's not going to be able to block that if G's comes in and defogs them shits away, and G's beats all 3 of these bitches. So, yeah. I wonder what G's is in the... I wonder what this is in the viability rankings. I'm actually mad curious what G's is in the viability rankings. Bad gateway. Fuck. Bitch. Give me my viability rankings. Alright. I'm about to get tight. Bad gateway. They treat me like I'm trying to hit the dark web. All right. Fuck. Bro, please. I just want to see the viability rankings. Is that a crime? Where do they rank G's? G's is like Petrant if you're shiced. Petrant has still stayed very solid, but I like Nasty Plot recently. Even though nobody runs Nasty Plot, I think it's underrated in this current metagame. Weezing G is in B+. That is honestly a very complimenting rank for this Pokemon. This guy is honestly around some Dawns. To say that it's the same level as Wake, you know, Enamorous, Glim, Hat. I would not say Weezing is as good as Hat, by the way, but Hat I wouldn't even put in B+. Hat is easily A- to me, but... Or you make a new tier and put... you gotta... Some of this has to be updated, in my humble opinion, of course. Also, Ursaluna and B+. When's the last time somebody brought a Ursaluna to a meaningful game? I'm just noticing. But anyways... Identifying this matchup... Moltres destroys this team once Ting-Lu dies. Absolutely fries this shit. Terra, any Terra is going to be annoying for this. This thing beats Moon and it beats Val. Getting knocked off will always be helpful, but Moltres is a big threat. Kyurem is a giga threat too. And Boots Zama is also a big threat. So when I see this game, JJ09's team is a lot better advantage-wise. Not to say One Last Kiss can't win this battle, because he can't, but I would say that the matchup is on JJ's side. I do like this team a lot. It has all the Pokemon I like using, so I can't hate on this at all. Rocks go up here as Wisp is hit by the Weezing. This is a winning trade for Wheeze because, you know, it's able to start chipping away at Ting-Lu. However, I will say that as long as Ting-Lu is able to keep Weezing at below half, Ogerpon and the rest of these guys become giga threats. But for JJ, he's already thinking, fuck it, I got this Ting-Lu down to 48%. Who gives a fuck? I'm gonna be honest here. This was beyond sold the first 4 turns. Your Ting-Lu's dead now. No rocks. Not that you're gonna be able to keep rocks, but also this is not why is Weezing coming in as an answer to another Weezing? He just gets burned as a result. T-Spike comes out, but T-Spike hits exactly one Ting-Lu on this team, probably, and also gets absorbed by Weezing G, so I'm gonna be honest here. If you're gonna stay in to take a Wisp, which, okay, that's fine, you can't really switch to anything else, just spam Ruination. If he clicked Ruination on this turn, this was actually quite fine in my opinion, because at least you keep this shit low, and now these 3 can win. But the fact that this got switched out means that now Weezing stays at full. You quite literally accomplished nothing in those 4 turns on this side of the field. But for JJ09, he's thinking, what the fuck? Rocks are off. I already killed Ting-Lu. Thanks. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that that was for sure just wasted 5 turns. Especially because this even gets burned in as a result too. So far this Wheeze has taken 7%. We see Defog spammed here at this point. Weezing is just gonna want to stay in and I guess keep those off the field. I would switch here, I think. Oh wow, the double T-Spikes is shiced. You know, it's crazy. Whenever I ran Weezing, I never really gave a fuck about T-Spikes. It never even crossed my mind. I was always running like Strange Steam and Taunt and shit like that. So it's pretty cool to see T-Spikes has now found its way. But as I told you guys before, once Ting-Lu gets low, Moltres looks like a giga threat. Close combat on the switch. That was a good job saving Ting-Lu. Keep the sack for sure. Goes into this and goes for the trick, which is nice. That shit does so much damage, but at least tricking this means that if you're able to keep hazards up, Zamazenta is no longer really a threat. So I like that play. Unfortunately, I just realized that this Weezing is Levitate, so it's not able to absorb the T-Spike, which is difficult. Damn. Okay, we see the double into gold, which is a nice play, knowing that Weezing is going to come in. That was a great play. Ogerpon comes in here because we know that Moltres or whatever, Rotom could come in on Make It Rain, but that was a good play. Because the T-Spikes is up though, it's pretty difficult now for one last kiss. Has to get every turn right. This was a very smart switch into Rotom. Cudgel is obviously free, given the fact that you would think, oh, okay, maybe he goes Weezing or whatever. I mean, Cudgel just looks free. You're not going to Power Whip predicting Rotom because who goes Rotom on this? This named King Von is funny. Volt Switch, Scarf Rotom. Scarf Rotom is phenomenal. I've ran that shit in tournament before in Gen 9. Is great. That guy is an OG. He tricks away the Scarf when you need it. He does his little support role. Trailblazers clicked here. I'm going to be honest. Maybe you should have just gone for the Cudgel crit. Cudgel doesn't kill, so I get it. Clicks Crunch on the Switch, which is a shiest play, but also this dies to Crunch, so... I really feel like if this was not Levitate and T-Spikes were able to be removed, this could have been, you know, one with Moon or Val. But because this is Levitate and not neutralizing gas, why did that do 77? Why did that do so much? Hold up. I mean, it's probably naive, Val, if I had to guess. I'm just like... Oh, yeah, it's naive, Val. Yeah, I was like, 77 is crazy. But yeah, it's obviously not naive. We saw knockoff X Moonblast, so... I just thought 77 was kind of high, but we all know Valspidef is a piece of shit, so... Ogerpon comes back in here. Moltres actually decides to Terra. I don't mind this play. Because Moltres... He clicked Roost, which is why I don't mind it. JJ realizes that with this as a fairy type, it's able to not only beat Ogerpon still, but it's also able to take on Roaring Moon. So he's not worried. Clicks U-turn because what else is he going to click? As Kyurem comes in, revealing that it is lefties or... Yeah, lefties sub protect. I like going Kyurem. It stops Roaring Moon from getting a free DD. This shit is also, like, whatever. You can see Freeze Stride does the same as Strange Steam. Strange Steam is probably the saddest move of all time. I use that occasionally on my Weezing Gs when I have to. But no human has ever clicked Strange Steam and thought, hell yeah, I'm clicking Strange Steam. You just missed the shit. This is the issue with all these fat Roaring Moons. Why are you slower than 317, 370? Open up the schools. I don't like the slowest of slow moons. All right, a lot of people run like 310 speed moonish. I get it, but balls, man. Team is weak to ground without Levitate Wheeze. Team is weak to everything, even with Levitate Wheeze. So didn't click Dragon Dance. Probably was hoping that the Kyurem was slower. Goes into this on Trick. Nice play. Nice trick as well. But Moltres is pretty free here. And at this point, this is at what? 10%? So it's going to be that. We're going to see Rotom come in. And Volt Switch to confirm the game. And then Dog's coming in, right? Yeah. Dog probably just clicks Crunch. Oh, Iron Head. Yeah. I mean, the T-Spike going up was really difficult. I'm not gonna lie. That did make it hard. I like this team a lot. I like this team a lot. This is a cool team. Moltres will never let you down. More often than not. Moltres is one of those ones. You bring it to any BO1, BO3, it really don't matter. It's pretty cool. This team, this is pretty regular offense. I think Wheeze was not needed on this team. But I don't know. This team I like though. I like Rotom teams in general. Rocky Helmet Rotom is something that people never use, but it's pretty underrated. This one was Scarf, obviously, but I always thought Rocky Helmet Rotom was something that was pretty clutch in general. But yeah, shout out to Moltres. This thing will never not be good, like ever, because of the physical attackers and Valiant and all this shit that runs around and is really, really hard to beat, bottom line, in OU. So I'm always gonna be a fan of this Pokemon. Okay, what was the next game chronologically in this? Some black white OU. We can show black white off. I haven't showed black white replays off in general. This is the beautiful Gen 5 OU, baby. Somehow these pussies have made Clefable the one in black white. When I used to play this shit, we were not rocking no Clefables, but now Clefable is the one in black white again, which is, this guy's a normal type. This guy doesn't even have the BST buff. But Magic Guard is Magic Guard. So, what you gonna say? I like this team. This looked like every team I ever ran back in the day, except I would have a Heatran over Starmie or something like that. But yeah, this looks like every team I ever ran back in my day in black and white. This is the only team I ever really, or like this type of style. I like rain here and there, but sand will never do you wrong, buddy. If you can bring one boss, you want that Tyranitar on the field. You need that Tyranitar on the field. Shout out Georgie for the 15 months. How you doing, gang? 15 months is tough. Appreciate you. Like I said before, got a lot of members in this stream, gifted and people joining. Make sure you join the Discord. I want to see the new faces in there. I hate Clef being back into Gen 5 evil work. I mean, that shit is cheap. I agree. Looking at this team, Bandit Tarak can go ham on this team, but Alakazam goes brazy on this team. But you got to be careful. You got to make sure Tyranitar's Chople Berry is exhausted. But that's why people stack Alakazam x Latios, because Latios can go and break down this shit, and then Zam is ready to pick up the pieces. We see Seismic Toss. Clicked turn 1. This is not the rocker, obviously. Encore gets clicked. Alright, he crits with superpower. I mean, that shit mattered. So that's actually pretty tough. Unless this is like fucking banded, but... Bro, this used to be a very common set back in the day. Not... I think this is like... This may be SD superpower, but... I want to find... I actually want to show you guys. If I still have it, that would be great. But I fucking doubt it. Yeah, hold on. I wanna show you guys, cause superpower is not some like meme. Like this shit actually was real. Hold on. I gotta find this shit, bruh. I hope I have it. I don't really have a lot of my old teams, but let me see. Do I have any teams with the superpowering Landorus? But yeah, Landorus, before Gems was banned, it used to run SD Fighting Gem occasionally. Scarf Superpower was a thing for a while. It hits like Balloon, Excadrill, and shit like that. But there was a very particular Landorus T team that I used to spam, and it was Swords Dance Fighting Gem Superpower. And I remember I played a dude, and he went hard into his Latios, and after rocks, my shit still killed it with +2 superpower because Fighting Gem boosted his no. Here we go. I found it. This team was pretty weird. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't know how I won with this shit, but I know I built this shit with BKC, which really means he built it and I changed one joint. But yes, this was for a tournament back in the day. But this set right was something special. Oh shit, the dimensions are goobed. Give me a second. This set was a troll, because you need HP Ice to beat the natural counter to a Swords Dance Landorus, which would be opposing Landorus T with the Fizz Def and whatnot. Also, what's it called? It hits Gliscor, I guess, which was Fizz Def more often than not back in the day. Now people use Spit F Gliscor because new generations always have a heavy influence on old generations. That's just how Pokemon works. But yeah, this used to be very powerful. Can't speak for the rest of the team. Game has changed a lot since then. But yeah, I just wanted to say the Superpower Landorus was like that before, and I guess it's still like that. I also had a lot of teams with Scarf Superpower. I was just looking through my builder, and I saw that I had quite a few that had that layout. So anyway, superpower comes out, knocks that shit out. I think the Landorus was Scarf, and he was just trying to get the damage, expecting like a greedy soft boiled or whatever. We see Balloon Starmie come out. That's a new invention. People love to run Balloon Starmie because you're immune to spikes because you're on a balloon, and you're able to get the guaranteed spin off. Also, you beat a lot of ground types like Excadrill, because if they can't Earthquake and O-Kill you, what are they gonna click? So Air Balloon is some new shit, but it's not some bullshit, which is crazy. Latios comes in on Volt Switch. There is no Tyranitar here, so Latios is pretty free. Let's see if it's... Goes for HP Fire. As we see a Roost clicked here, which is a nice play, just to kind of scout out what's going on. I wonder if the Latios is like Scarf? It's not Specs. We know that because it only did 45. We see a switch out there, so it's not Calm Mind. Interesting. Is this banded? Okay, I was gonna say. So we got this... Oh, Life Orb. Okay. Damn, Hippo took that shit not too well. I will say 47 is scary. Sergio goes into Starmie, which is a good play. Starmie is actually mad annoying for this team, assuming it's analytic. Because later on, it's, you know, if it keeps coming in on these two Pokemon, it's going to be able to get those strong Hydros off. Latios could be Cobra Berry. That's definitely a possibility, you're right. Okay, Skarmory's in now so that it can try and force something with hazards, but I believe Sergio's just going to get up his spikes. Yeah. And when you have an offensive team like this, you can afford to run Double Hazard Feral. Double Hazard Feral used to be one of my favorites to spam in Black-White. The offensive teams could get away with it a lot. Also, Ferrothorn is just... Dude, this shit is God in Gen 5. I used to throw this hoe on every team. Cheap-ass mon. We need Ferrothorn back in Gen 9 OU. That's the only way to save this shit. Look at Naddex. That shit is LeBron every game, bro. They pull up on Ogerpon. They pull up on Roaring Moons. Bro, Golden Go gets pulled up on. We need Ferrothorn back. And they need to give it knockoff. If you don't give it knockoff, we don't want that shit. I'm being so dead ass. We don't want that shit. Ferrothorn comes in here. Because Sergio is HP Fire, it's going to have to switch out. For those of you new heads that don't know how Hidden Power works, HP Fire makes you slower. Is this Scarf? Why did Sand go first? Or is this also HP Fire? What the fuck? Is this Scarf? Why did the Sand go first on this shit? Could just be a fucking speed tie and they're both HP Fire? Huh. But yeah, HP Fire back in the day, you had... Okay, they're both HP Fire. I was gonna say, the fuck? Okay. Is this Expert Belt? Probably Bulky Lottie on Hippo team. Yeah, there's no such thing as Bulky Lottie, bro. Anyways. Leech Seed comes out. Latios comes in here. On Starmie. Yo, this is what I mean by that Balloon Starmie. You see the work this shit put in, being able to wall Hippo all the time? Otherwise, Gary would have just clicked Earthquake at some point and tossed the Starmie, because Starmie's frail as fuck. Hippo has base 112 attack. But because that shit is Balloon, it's getting off the absolute noob gut. This was a strong double Leech Seed, by the way. This was a great play. Because if you kill this, you already know what happens after. Boss is coming in to click Pursuit. Boss clicks Pursuit, you're getting wrapped up even faster. So this was a good double Leech Seed. Sergio is willing to sack the Ferrothorn because from his perspective, it said fuck all that. We can just trap it afterwards. So that was a good Leech Seed. Pretty easy play from the make. Starmie comes in yet again. I mean, it has Ice Beam, surely. No? Okay. What do these run then? No Ice Beam. Surf gets clicked here. Trying to catch Tyranitar, but that's not happening. That would be like an overly greedy play by Sergio to make. He already proved that he didn't care about his Ferrothorn, but when he stayed in the first time to Leech, so that was unnecessary to Surf. But you can go for Choke. But anyway, that shit did 26%, bro. Colbur, Draco here for a little bit extra chip, but man, Tyranitar, this was his job in Black-White. He was the cleanup crew. Every time somebody wants to bring a cheap Alakazam or a cheap Latios, you go into him. Mr. Tyranitar, and he'll protect you at all times. Can't really complain. Another set I used to spam with this guy was Max HP, Max Spadef, Custat Berry. Because the Chopple Berry is only for Focus Blast, Alakazam. There's a lot of other situations where I want to be able to get down to 10%, activate my Custat Berry. I had that happen in a tournament before. It was pretty shiced. My Tyranitar switched in on Excadrill Earthquake. It took 80%, and next turn my Custab activated and I superpowered and I killed it. It was super shiced. Custab Tyranitar was a very OG. BKC used to give me a lot of teams with Custab Tyranitar. That shit was always a really strong pick in tournament. Because Tyranitar is always taking multiple hits throughout the battle. That's its job. It's very easy to get it down to Custab range, right? You don't OHKO Tyranitar unless you pull out it with a fucking close combat. That's usually how it goes. There's no special attack in the universe that can KO this shit. Back in Gen 5, if Sand is up, you're not KOing this. Even Max lives Focus Blast from Alakazam. So, he's the one for that. Alright, let's see. Rotom Wash comes in here. I like him switching out, because Tyranitar can still dodge a Focus Blast and break Alakazam's Sash. So I like him switching out. Psychic on the Latios is crazy. I have never ran Psychic on Latios in Gen 5 in my entire life. That's some new shit. Nobody runs Psychic because it hits nothing. Oh, you know why he probably had this shit? It's because everybody runs Conkeldurr now in Black-White. That's probably why he had it. Like, unironically, Conkeldurr is making a comeback in Gen 5. Wow. Yeah, that has to be for Conkeldurr, which would otherwise get a bulk up and go crazy on this. Damn! Alright, here, so now he goes for Focus Dodge, because why wouldn't you? Oh, nah. He's shiced, actually. Wait, what if it is Custab the whole time? I don't remember this game. I don't even know if I watched this game. Yo, what if it was Custab the whole time? He'd be boss if he did. Is this gonna kill? Okay. I was gonna say, even if this is Spadef Scarm, that shit is not killing. Trade is there for Sergio, but at this point, Scarf Landorus wins the game. So. Slack off is clicked here. But yeah. Let this be a good lesson to show how crazy Balloon Starmie is. Hydro is nuts. Why didn't he just Rapid Spin if he walls this? I think if he missed that, he probably had a chance to lose. Thank God he hit. I want to know what the last moves were on this, because we know it's not Ice Beam. Tyranitar comes in here on Signal Beam and dies. But see, that's why keeping the sack was an important play. That Balloon Starmie really did an amazing job. It came in, what, like 5 fucking times this battle? And never took Spike. Look at this shit. Never took Spike. That was a shice game. I enjoyed this one a lot. Watching this background now, I had a lot of fun watching this. Can't wait for Mega Starmie to be unbelievably mid. Why would that shit be unbelievably mid? That heavy duty boots Starmie? Dude, this was literally heavy duty boots Starmie. Alakazam did not take Sandstorm Chip because it has Magic Guard. That's Alakazam's defining feature in being used so much in Gen 5. It gets put on all these Spike Stack teams because it's able to take advantage of the Sand Chip and all the Spikes damage. It's like Alakazam is like the ultimate cleanup crew. I like Latios a little bit more as far as Psychic types go. You can spam them on the same team. There's nothing lost with that. But like if I go to my black and white teams and I search by Alakazam, there's a shit ton. Like yeah, I have a lot actually. But when it came down to it in tournament, I would usually pick Latios because that's like my trusty. That's like my trusty goat in that Look, I'll show you guys this hold on. What am I looking for here? Give me a second. Okay, I found it. But yeah, this was like if I open up my builder right now, this is like all of my Alakazam teams. Sorry that it's like zoomed out. I don't have all my teams loaded on my Showdown team builder because it freezes. So I have different TXT files with my teams categorized. So I have to like go in the TXT file and like find it from there. Use if 01. This is the name of the team. So when he gave me this is what he named the team. He said if I'm ever down in a series, he's like, I bring this shit if 01. But you can see that all the Alakazam teams, they all follow a very similar framework. I got Tyranitar on this bitch to kill the other Alakazam and to do residual sand chip. Everything. I think this team, Ice Zam, this shit. I used to go crazy with this team. This is a very good team that McMegan built so long ago. I used to use that one a lot too. BKC Scarf Tarak. I have a godlike tournament game with this team. BKC is a chef, brother. He's a chef. The shit he was giving me in 2018, the beautiful music he was creating, good God. Back in Black White, if BKC didn't make the team, I'm not even touching the team. That was some real shit. If he didn't make the shit back in Black and White, I'm not even touching it. Like he was so in his bag. This shit you see here, I brought a Specs Curum. That was a BKC Lord squad. He would even make the heat work in Black White. He was something special. Something special. Still special. You get the point though. Some fire shit on there. Alright, what's next on the chronological order of this? Allow me to find out. But yeah, Black and White, it's changed a lot since I last played. But I will always have a lot of fun with this tier. It'll always be one of my favorite tiers of all time. It's just hype, bro. There's a lot of big turn. I used to really think that was like the best metagame by far. Even when I was playing Gen 6 and 7, I loved them so much to play. They're fun, but Gen 5, there's something about Gen 5 that always, it might be because it was my first competitive gen. It might be because it was my first competitive gen that I started playing it, and then Gen 6 came out a few months later, but Black and White, man, there was something there. And I remember one of my greatest goals when I started playing Pokemon is I wanted to get #1 on the Gen 5 OU ladder. And it took me a minute. I remember. After I played for a month or two, I got top 5, but it took me a solid like 8 months, I want to say, to get #1 in Black and White on the Pokemon Online ladder. That shit, it took me a minute. It took me a minute. I remember. Top 5, I remember I got it pretty early, which was pretty fortunate. But #1, it took me forever. I used to be a ladder demon. I used to play so much ladder because this was before I even knew tournaments were a thing. All I could think was, I want my name to be #1 on the fucking ladder. That's all I could think about. Like, I remember back. I literally did not know how the reason I found out about tournaments is because I finally showed CTC in them. I did it. I got #1. And they were like, little bro, we onto some new shit. We playing tournament now. And I was like, oh, fuck. All right, we on some new shit now. That's really what happened. They were like, bro, we off that ladder shit now. We already own the ladder. It's time. It's time to go to Smogon and show them that we run the shit. I was like, you're spitting. So anyways, that was the genesis. Black White is the best. Okay, let me go back in the chronological order of this. I gotta pull it up on my phone. I don't want to spoil for you guys by looking at the win posts, because then you guys know who already won. Give me a second. Let me pull this shit up real quick. Where is the... Oh, this game. Alright, Generation 7, first game. This shit right here was a roller coaster. This is my player, Metallica126, Taste. He's been around for a very long time. Metallica, I believe, is a newer player. I've definitely posted a game of Tastes before. He's always in like the playoffs. Very consistent player. Gen 7 OU. We got a Sand team, classic Mega T-Tar, Celesteela X Pex. That's gonna be the shit, you know. That's a tried and true defensive core. I used to spam this shit myself for important games. You can't go wrong. This is a pretty cool screens offense with Serp. We've seen a lot of variations of these over time. I don't think I've seen this 6 before though. This is a new screens. Blunder, have you seen Scarf Magirna before? Scarf Magirna was invented versus me in Smogon Tour semifinals. ABR brought it versus me in the semifinals. I don't know if you're making a joke, Noobish, but yeah, Scarf Magirna was invented by ABR. He brought it in the debut game versus me in the Smogon Tour semifinals. I remember. And that shit did its job too. I went into Landers T to revenge kill, and the shit fucking outsped and killed me. And I was like, there's just no way, bruv. And he was like, I'm like that. And I was like, you're crazy. I'll go back and I'll find that shit at some point. He had a Scarf Magirna. He's like, dude, I knew this shit would own you. I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, that was back in 2017. Nobody even thought of that shit before then. That shit doesn't exist though. It's like fun. Actually, I have a Scarf Magirna Rain. I brought it to a tournament once. Alright, let's get into this. Matchup wise, I would say that Mega Gyara is the biggest threat to this team. Any bulky team like this automatically suffers versus Gyarados, because Mega Gyara is always running Taunt plus Dragon Dance or Sub plus Dragon Dance. Either one is very difficult for a team like this to beat. Mega Gyara also has one of the best Mega Flips possible, since when you're a flying type, you know, you're weak to like Rock, Electric moves. But when you turn into the Dark type, you're now neutral to those. Also, Gyarados, when it turns into a Dark type, is now able to resist Dark moves. So if Greninja came in and clicked Dark Pulse, the shit's just gonna turn Dark type and take 20%. We see Toxapex lead off so he can get up a T-Spike turn 1. What would I have led off with in this situation? Pex is fine. Yeah, Pex is fine. We see Calm Mind clicked here, which is a good play. Magirna's a good lead because it beats every Pokemon except for Excadrill, and Excadrill will never lead into Landers T. Tyranitar also will never lead into Landers T. So Toxapex, I mean, this is a good lead. T-Bolt comes out here, I believe, as Clef comes in. No, Focus Blast. Damn, tough Focus Blast. Trying to catch the drill coming in on T-Bolt immediately. I don't hate it. That was a shice play. And if he hit, it would have done 25 to Clefable. So, that was a shice play. We see Flamethrower come out here. Then T-Bolt comes out. Okay, so this is Calm Mind 3 attack, I think. Let's see. So this dies here. But Magirna getting burned is pretty damn lucky. Drill comes in. I'm double into Gren here. Okay, let's see. Landers T comes in now on Ironhead. Wait, why not just go to Landers T immediately then, rather than take the damage? Maybe expected a... I don't know. I understand EQ if Metallica goes for Z Steel, thinking, fuck it, maybe he's gonna go for rocks, let me just get the attack off. EQ is pretty safe. We also know that because Landers T took 35, it's not running a defensive set at all. There's definitely some speed here. Celesteela clicks Heavy Slam and crits this, and it dies. I would wager that that's unluckier for Metallica, because now, you know, it can't Leech Seed after, but it's really not a big deal on either end. Tyranitar comes in here as Taunt is clicked. Like I said, all Gyarados are Taunt or Sub. Sub or Taunt was going to be clicked here no matter what, because you're not going to Dragon Dance in front of Celesteela clicking Leech Seed. Tyranitar coming in is a good play, because it covers anything that's not Waterfall. And I think Mega T-Tar can probably live, what's it called, a +1 Waterfall. Anyways, this was a crazy series of plays. This was pretty shiced. Goes into M T-Tar here on the Taunt. Knows that Taste cannot afford to stay in here and lose this to Stone Edge, so clicks Pursuit. This does a shit ton. Boom. So that was a good play. He built a lot of progress back with that. Thunder Wave is clicked here, which is pretty free as Stone Edge comes out. I think the Tar is 4 attack. It's a Eject button. Oh, there's some cool sets on this bitch. I think people like running Mental Herb and shit like that usually for Taunt, but Eject is cool. Celesteela comes in here on Focus Blast, takes 28% because this is a mixed def mixed def Celesteela. Still has a lot of Spit F, but you can see from 45 that it's not like fully Spit F by any means. Wiki Berry comes out. Oh no! Chat, what are we clicking here? Let's find out. Let me find out if the chat is really like that. Let me see. What are we clicking here? Are y'all clicking T-Bolt or y'all clicking Focus Blast? I don't know what I would click here. Focus Blast is the GOAT play, but T-Bolt is pretty risk free. Let's find out. Oh shit! You really anybody who was gonna focus is shy. I'm gonna tell you right now though, if I was playing here, I don't know if I would have had the balls to click fucking focus or anything. And this wasn't Z move either, which is tough. I really like the Z move on Mag if you're gonna run setup. Volcarona probably was the Z user on this team, but I really like Z because you can click Z Flare Cannon and kill a lot of shit in these types of situations. Alright, goes into Tyranitar to get the sand back up so Excadrill is able to pressure later on. Gren comes in here on Lunar Dance, which is a great play. T-Wave is not going to get clicked there. If it got clicked there, this shit was a wrap, but Lunar Dance is always happening so that Gara or whoever can come in afterwards. This clicks Mega as we Dark Pulse, which is for sure not right. So at this point, I was like, it's Jove. Gyarados is going to get up 2 DDs, 3 DDs. Here, Tace killed us instead of got a second DD. And I remember a lot of people were like, oh my god, why didn't he get the 3rd DD? I'm not going to say that this is a flat out choke. You can call it a misplay not getting the 3rd DD, which I guess is objectively true. But I don't fault him for not getting the 3rd DD. Because I don't know, what if it was a high ass roll and then Sand Chip and then Water Shuriken? But in retrospect, you should get the 3rd DD. Because then you just flat sweep. Yeah, I guess you kind of do have to go for the 3rd DD for the Gara. Nah, you'll see why I don't think it's a choke. Because people were like really like, oh my god, he should have got the 3rd DD. But you'll see why I don't think that was like. You'll see. It's so easy for people to watch as spectators and criticize. That's like the common theme with Pokemon. Always. That spectators think they know better. You guys, when I upload a tournament battle and you give me your uneducated 2 cents. But anyways, Serperior comes in here and clicks Leaf Storm on the switch to Celesteela. No, Glare. Okay, whatever. Greninja always flinches. My brother, you can see proof that the Gara is faster in clicking Dragon Dance. There is no... This is what I mean. Okay. We see Flamethrower come out, kill the Celesteela. So we see Scald come out. We see Leaf Storm spammed. Taunt is clicked here. I believe here, Leaf Storm misses? No, Leaf Storm misses after on this turn. If this Leaf Storm hit, this would have died to HP Fire right here. This is why everybody, I saw so many people saying afterwards, oh my god, should have got a 3rd Dragon Dance. Yeah, I guess he should have got a 3rd Dragon Dance if you can predict Leaf Storm to miss. That's why you can't take a lot of spectators' opinions in Pokemon. I'm on a tangent now, but people are so fucking annoying, bro. Like, literally got hacked. But people would be like, oh my god, but he didn't click. Bro, what? Be realistic. The shit won. I'd be tight too. So it's like, that's what I mean though. People are insufferable. Like, people will watch a game like this and go, nah, he threw. Are you fucking stupid? This is a fucking unlucky game. Be fucking for real. That's how that's how the shit fucking, the cookie crumbles sometimes. But I remember this game pissed me off. Even though we won this game, seeing people say, man, I would have clicked 3rd DD and just won. Okay, bro. Okay, like. But then again, this is it's a tangent. Pokemon spectators are some of the most Dunning-Kruger-ass people. Yeah, whatever. Let's keep it pushing. There are times when people misplay, but like, bruh, I won't let people villainize someone like that for fucking, like, come on now. That was a tough game though. I will say that this is a pretty shy team. Alright, next game. Let me see. Go back to my phone. Lang versus my Java. Oh, this is a quick one. This is a shice team. Double water. I'll have to go Tyrant's perspective, protagonist perspective. So my Java is is on my team. We retained him from last year. He was one of our strongest players in OU. It was his debut season last year. I don't know if these guys have played before. I don't know if my Java. Who did my Java play in semis? Oh, LPZ. And Lang played VK? Yes. Okay. So judging by the matchup, immediately when I saw this matchup, I thought, okay, Ogrepon looks pretty good into this. You know that Garg Terra can only be water or fairy. Nobody runs anything else. I mean, it could be the potential electric or something like that. But Ogrepon in general is pretty strong into a structure like this, especially because Tinglu has spike support. You know what I'm saying? So this team, this is like standard Tinglu, Dragonite, Gold, Moltres. Like, this is a classic. You know what I'm saying? People will always run this type of structure. This style will never go out of style. Hippo Tinglu, not Hippo, sorry. Hippo is crazy. Tinglu, Gold, Dragonite. This shit has been the best core in the game since the first week of SV. And like, it'll never go anywhere. This has to be an error in Gen 9, the fact that this is still the best core. It's time to ban Tinglu. I'm taking a stand. It's time to ban Tinglu. Regular Ogrepon has started making a comeback lately. Personally, I don't believe the hype. Me and Waterpon, we be doing a lot. I don't see the hype behind regular. Double Water's pretty shiced. I will always love using Samurai. Knockoff, Ceaseless Edge, Razor Shell's cheap too. You can never go wrong with this guy. Keldeo is pretty solid as well, if it's like specs in my opinion. I've ran Calm Mind Keld before, and Boots Keld as well, but I love specs as of late. CTC started shilling me specs way long ago, and that was doing good. Let's get into it. Gold leads off into this. Turn 1, make it rain because Scarf, Golden Go. I'm not gonna lie, 82% is so much damage. When have you ever seen Tornadus T take this much damage from any attack? Nasty Plot gets clicked turn 1. I'm gonna assume there's not Heat Wave on this set, because otherwise I think it's not necessary to click Nasty Plot. I was kind of confused by that. This comes in on the next one. Takes 20%. Moltres comes in here on the Make It Rain. It was a nice pivot into Moltres, knowing that Make It Rain is pretty free, seeing as Tinglu is automatically going to be the most likely switch into this. Make It Rain doing 38. I think this is Specs. Specs Gold is really, like, when I use it, some games is so good, and then other games I'm like, man, I didn't even get a chance to get any hits off. Like, I wish I was Scarf. It really depends with Specs. Like, there was a time back in like the end of 2023 metagame where everybody was rocking with Specs Gold. But it's tough to get away with. It's really tough to get away with. It's not bad into this team, but even then, the Specs boost is there to help break through Tinglu, but it's still difficult to break through Tinglu. You know what I mean? But Specs Gold is pretty fun. There was a set people were running which was Nasty Plot Metal Coat, which I thought was crazy. Anyways, Clef is always one of my favorite mons in Gen 9 because it clicks knockoff. And having a Clef into a Garg is really fortunate because, as y'all know, Garg is not able to touch Clef. Has to switch out here, cannot risk taking a knockoff, especially when Garg's leftovers are such a important part. Goes Gold, loses the specs, but I really don't think that mattered much for Lang, seeing as, like we said already, Tinglu is going to sit on the shit. Yes, Make It Rain does a little bit more, but this team is very weak to Clefable. Clefable will always be good into offense, bulky O if it lacks like Slow King G, and even if it does have Slow King G, you can collect knockoff and get rid of its item. Alright, Dragonite comes in here. Blundo, kind of unrelated, but what does Hoopa switch into using the AV set? Special attacks, my brother. Is Choice Band Hoopa dead? Yes. No. I saw Vert use Choice Band Hoopa last year in the OLT and it won. That was like a one-time thing by the best SVOU players, so that sample size is pretty hard to derive anything from. But yeah, Assault Vest Hoopa is pretty solid. It's just meant to take overall special attack, gang. Gold does nothing. You know what I'm saying? All special attacks, they bounce off. Dragonite comes in here on E-Speed. And then EQ is clicked. This was a good read, clicking EQ. Knowing that Garg is not going to attack into Clef. Or maybe Majava clicked that because he was thinking this was going to go for rocks. I actually was pretty surprised that he clicked EQ there. But I'm going to assume that he read that the prediction of Clef was coming. And it's also kind of a hedge where you can just get the damage flat out. So it's not the end of the world. When is Smog Tour? Smog Tour is tonight in 4 hours. I might catch Smog Tour live. We'll see though. Here we see Scarf Keldeo revealed, which has never existed in so far in Gen 9. So it was pretty interesting to see that. I can't really make a judgment call on whether this set is good or not because we only saw it in one battle. But Keldeo is pretty solid in general. So I can't say Scarf is bad. It's able to flip turn out here as this comes in on Cudgel. It takes 35 because we know the turn is 0-0. Guard comes in here, which is a nice play. Gold comes in though. So this would basically force Garg to stay in. Well, we know Gold is Scarf. So honestly, what would I click here if I was Garg? I wouldn't even be afraid to click a Recover. If the Garg is Max Spadef, I would not be against clicking a Recover. Because I'm pretty sure Max Special Attack... Oh. I'm pretty sure Max Special Attack... what's it called? I'm pretty sure Max Special Attack Gold does like 80 with Make It Rain. To Spadef Garg, if I had to guess. Spadef Garg is a filthy bastard, so let me find out. Okay, it still does a lot. 76 to 90. But like that's... You can live the attack is what I mean. I guess Recover isn't objectively the best play, but you can get away with it. It's one of those plays. You know what I mean? Anyways, we see Clefable come in here on Raw Salt Cure. So that was a good play as well, because if Gold does decide to stay in, you can find some type of momentum after. Moonblast is clicked. Does a shit ton, because 0-0 Torn, man. We haven't seen this in decades. But we know it's 0-0 because it has Nasty Plot. Turn Steel type here to live the... I'm going to assume there was no better Terra to keep. Because otherwise this Terra was very unnecessary, I think. Not gets clicked anyways here. And the Life Orb is removed. Ting Lu comes in on Bleak Wind Storm, which does a lot. I think like 35. Oh, 40. Strong. But because it's knocked off, it's actually able to live the Grass Knot. And kill this back with EQ. So after Exhaustion and 4 Mons weak to Grass, we already saw it preview that Ogre was difficult, but after Exhaust happened, then there's no real way to beat this. And it's gonna turn Grass just in case it's Scarf. How's this guy asking when Smog Tour is again when I already answered? What? Blunder, do you think Wake and Sun would just beat Lang's team? Is Sun still solid in your opinion? I think Sun is incredible. I've liked Sun since the beginning of the generation. Sun is awesome, man. It's obviously Sun follows a pretty like stern what's it called? What am I trying to say here? Also, did you guys notice this is that's a Fizz Def ass Tusk. That's crazy damage, right? Only 67 from Terra Grass. That is some fucking defense. That is some fucking defense. Max HP, there's got to be some defense, right? Dude, there's like max. Damn. God damn. It's been a while since I've seen this. Everybody likes to run max speed Tusk. This is a cheap ass set. Look at this set that... I remember when we were running this set, I'm like, dude, I feel like you want Encore SD or SD Synthesis. Not Encore Synthesis, but it worked out because... I mean, at that point... It doesn't matter what gets clicked here. Like I said, the only Grass Resistance didn't have like consistent recovery, so this is pretty tough. Anyways, yeah. It gets encore, but the game ended when Torn died. Synthesis, why does this guy get bro, there have been tournament games I saw recently where someone had bulky Ogre Pawn with Trailblaze Synthesis, and the shit won on turn 1. I'm gonna find that game. Some ZavGB game, I'm gonna find it. The shit was ridiculous, bro. But yeah, honestly, the only thing I would say that I would have done that differently in this game is here. I think you can go Samurai instead of Gold. I understand going Gold because you want to get the specs Make It Rain off into the potential Ting Lu. It's not a bad play at all. But I think it's better to go Samurai. This is -1. Samurai control with Ceaseless, Knock, whatever the case is. If you get Ceaseless Spike up, Ting Lu and Gold. So that's what I would have done. I think going Samurai here would have done a lot more. I think if that came in, this would have been a lot easier. Because it wasn't even... Like, Hazards went up on turn 10, which was nice. But overall, yeah, I would say Samu and Ceaseless or Samu and Knock, that would have been the better play. But yeah, Ogre Pawn Grass is always going to be one of those troll-ass Pokemon that when you exhaust, it's ready in the back. That speed boost is really nasty. Reporting this poll for misinformation because none of these frauds like to stream. Well said. Well said. But yeah, that was a shout-outs to Lily for that team because Lily was the one who made that this low kicks team I showed as well. Lily is a strong builder. Shoutouts to them. But yeah, this team I think was used last World Cup and we stole it and we changed like a couple of sets, or it was used in SPL. But yeah, they gave Ogre Pawn every move in the game plus 4 forums, literally industry plant, bro. That guy is an industry plant. Ogre Pawn Wellspring, Ogre Pawn Heart Flame. What's the Rock Pawn? Why do we never see the Rock guy? They need to stop hating on him. Let me fix the dimensions. Hold on. All right, they're barely fixed. Give me a second. Wait. Sorry. Fuck. Do I even have any Ogre Pawn Rock teams? I fucking doubt it. All my bitch ass runs is Water Pawn. This is not a real team. Whatever the fuck this is not a real team. What's the rock one called? Cornerstone? Damn. As you can see, that rock one be you. They hating. Damn, do I really never use rock? Almost any ability. Disrespectful. Please, Lord, let a good Rock Pawn team show up on my screen. My tryhard ass is always rocking the... Damn, I saw Nat. It's all Nat Dex shit. Damn, I really am not respectful to Rock Pawn. That mon's a good Pokemon too. Sturdy is dope into opposing offense. Pokemon's underrated for sure. Gen 9 UU shenanigans again. Damn, I have no Gen 9 OU team with Rock Pawn. Only random national dex bullshit. Tough. Water Pawn is a goat. That shit is so unfair. I hate that mon to play against it, but I love using it. It's like Ash Greninja back from the dead. Takes little skill and gets way too much pressure off every fucking time. Water Pawn is cheap. That's one of them broken, but they won't ban it type mons, which I don't think they should ban it, but with what's his name's removal from the generation, Roaring Moon, I wouldn't be surprised. Bro, if Ivy Cudgel was a contact move, rather than the fact that the shit is immune to rough skin and helmet and all that shit, it would be a lot calmer. But why the fuck am I Ivy Cudgeling into Corv? I have a good chance to crit and I don't have to take a helmet. All of that is bullshit. If Ivy Cudgel was a contact, this shit would have been whatever. We would just go to I would go to my Aloma Mola on Ivy Cudgel, make you take 1/6. Boom. Then I'm going to Corv on Hornleech. Boom. Now you're down to 66%. All that shit is doable, bro. this guy is the whole reason everybody is on Dragonite's balls and all Dragons balls. But then they just run U-turn. Ogerpon is the GOAT, brother. Shit is so cheap. Not to mention Power Whip is the other one that takes 0 skill to click. Bro, I be greedy. I rock up the fucking, I rocks up, and then I go to, what's it called? Power Whip Ogerpon. They have no switch. Even Zamazenta with the Dauntless Shield boost, aka comes in and takes +1 defense, takes like 45 from Power Whip. So, oh yeah, you can't forget about Encore. You can't forget about Trailblaze. Good God, that man, that boy is a monster. I love that mon, man. This shit is so OP. That shit is like filthy OP. But yeah, they better not ban it. We already lost Moon, and I assume that pussies will probably remove Glass Sword anyways. You've never hit a Power Whip in your life? Something about my Ogerpon Power Whips, they don't miss. I'm pretty fortunate with that. I really don't miss those. Okay, next game was Mr. Storm Zone. Okay. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Storm always brings some fat shit in the playoffs. Because he always spams offense and then he tries to switch. I knew before this even happened that he was gonna bring fat. I like knew it before it even happened. Because he always brings like some guard Claude shit or whatever. I know my bros tendencies. This is a good team though. The stall is not bad at all. I like Apple on a stall team because it gives you a solid win condition. Obviously, it fulfills a very important FizzDef role of checking Ogerpon, non-SD player off Ogre. Even then, you just get U-turned on and boned. But hey, overall, this shit's pretty tough. Star Real's team looked like it's from 2024. Dimensions are off. Oh, thanks. It should be good now. Why is the dog still here is the real question. That is just something we're gonna have to deal with. And hopefully we do not allow cover legends to return down the line. Because the cancer that Za has done to this tier is like impossible to whatever. Alright, from this matchup, Taunt Moon is always scary for stall, so you gotta keep that in mind. Curse Dondozo can win this game, assuming Ogerpon forces its own Terra so that it's no longer immune to water moves, or it just, you know, dies straight up. But there are definitely a couple of ways Sturreal can win this. A lot of times you see a HO team, whenever you see a Treads HO team, it's like, oh man, that shit is gonna get fucked up by the fat. However, you can run Encore Dragons, Dragonite, not Dragons, this doesn't know Encore, but for example, Scale Shot D-Knight, that shit can fry the fuck out of stall. And fat teams, like Blymax's team with the Ting-Lu Slow King G, you bring in one Scale Shot D-Knight and watch how fast that team falls. So, when you run an offense team like this, you gotta have some options. It could even be Nasty Plot Sasha Gold. Leads off with Gold. Nasty Plot turn 1. Oh, Scarf. Tricks away. Alright, perfect. So automatically one mon is cooked. Treads comes in here. Treads is fairly useless into these fat teams, so... Oh, Balloon is cool. Alright, we see Spike go up here. Treads comes in to rapid spin those away as Claude comes in. Skarmory's gonna come in and force this to take some helmet damage, so nothing too lost for Storm Zone. But Sturreal is happy to have Stealth Rock up because this takes Rocks damage, this takes Rocks damage, Gliscor, and then Blissey's been tricked, so it's also taking Rocks damage. That's important. We all know how important hazards are versus stall if you're able to knock off the heavy duty boots on any of the Pokemon, or they're just not rocking heavy duty boots in general. We see Ogerpon come in here on the double the Claude. Nicely played. Again, when you have an offensive team with these strong of Pokemon, you're able to kind of force the opponent to play your game. Okay, we see knockoff here. So what? It's knockoff U-turn. Okay. This set is a monster for stall to deal with. That being said, Hydrapple is about as good as it gets, but it's been knocked off. We got 4 Pokemon now that are weak to rocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. So That's something important. This also got tricked boots, so it's able to come in and not take the spike, which is pretty shiced. Back to Ogre, knowing that Blissey or Claude is Giga free. Good play, good play. Keep the momentum all the time. Click U-turn now. Oh! Oh, nah, they run in the Greninja set. That's what my bro 3D calls this. He calls this the Ash Greninja set. Knockoff, U-turn, spike, Ivy Cudgel. It's literally the Ash Greninja set. You got the dark coverage, the water coverage, spikes, because that's what Ash Gren would run for its switch-ins. At this point, it's not looking good for Storm Zone. We got this guy coming in and take. This is why Spikes is the GOAT on offensive mons like this that force switches. I love to see the advancement in Ogre Pawn sets. Spike 3 is shice. No grass move is something that people do enjoy using. This team doesn't really need a grass move for anything barring Dozo, but this is a nasty set. It's able to knock off heavy duty boots. Has the spikes. This shit going brazy. U-turn gets clicked, but Hydrapple is on a fucking timer now. Dragonite comes in on Giga Drain. I guess maybe didn't want to go gold on a potential EP, but we see gold come in here on Fickle Beam. Either Starreal didn't have Scale Shot or Ice Spinner, or predicted Terra Fairy and was baiting it. I would assume Starreal was trying to bait Terra Fairy / catch the Scarm switch or whatever. Either way, Storm says fuck it and just stays into Fickle Beam. Starreal can switch for sure now, knowing that Claude or Blissey's coming in. Yep. Oh, Claude's coming in. Blissey's been knocked. It's never coming in. This was. I mean, like, this matchup is pretty tough for Storm Zone straight up. But Starreal is making the aggressive plays needed. This is a good roost here. This lives Shadow Ball anyways. Does like 65. But that helped. That helped them a lot. We see Spikes go up here. I wonder if Body Press was a better play there. I think damage would have been superior. I'm not gonna lie. Assuming it has Body Press, I would have taken the damage though. That second spike doesn't do anything. Yeah, nah, bro. Body Press here was for sure right. This is the biggest threat on the field, bro. Yeah, this is human error then. Not pressing is crazy. Second spike does nothing. Treads comes in here, still has the balloon intact. I see you guys discussing stall. Stall is pretty mid, bro. It's like, stall's hit or miss. It's the metagame is cyclical. Sometimes it's pretty valid, and then the metagame rapidly changes and it's not very shiced. It's always going to be a fish pick. That's just the reality of things. That's how a lot of teams are. Trick Room, etc. Those types of strategies. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that stall is inherently more cheesy than any other play style. You know, there are people that run fucking Terra Blast on their only sweeping Pokemon type shit. How is that not cheesier? You know? So it depends on what you think. Excuse me, what move just got clicked? Oh, also gold is Trick Recover. So this is never winnable. Alright, I didn't even realize that gold clicked Recover. This is just done. There's actually no way to win. There's no way to win. Gold comes back in here. Ironhead was crazy. What is that for? Terra Fairy Pokemon? I don't get it. But you have Poison Jab. Wait, why is it Ironhead? What? Mr. Hydrapple comes in, but again, if Storm Zone stays in with Claude and takes the Ivy Cudgel, insta loss to Golden Go. So U-turn is very free. Go back to pawn here. It doesn't have to make that play. You can make it rain, I suppose. It's going to do a good 25 anyways. 20. Good. Back to Ogre. Free is free. Storm goes for rocks because he wants to put on some type of offensive pressure, but he goobed. You click knock here. Cudgel's bad. Whatever. Doesn't change that much. Hydrapple still recovered no HP. 23%, not bad. D-Knight comes in here on recover. It's Boots D-Knight, so it's... what, EQ Spinner? E-Speed? It could be Encore Boots, but I see Encore more on the loaded dice version of these teams. Scorpiox clicks protect on iDef. Dondozo comes in here. Press does 20. 15 is funny. Wave crash, okay. We don't see wave crash too much these days. But that extra power can help a lot. Oh, Iron Head's for Balloon Gold? Okay, that actually makes sense. Yeah, Iron Head does make sense for Balloon Gold, because it would normally be able to switch in on Jab and EQ if it had a balloon. Alright, I can accept that. I can accept that for sure. Yeah, this is acceptable. Anyways, Storm has to switch out here. Actually, no he doesn't. He needs rest. Oh, he didn't want to get knocked off, right? If he gets knocked off, he insta-loses as well. But that's what I mean. This is chalked, like beyond chalked. Hazard spamming, Ogre, knocked everybody, U-turns for life. Like, shit was goober ownage. Why not Rock Tomb on Claude? Can Rock Tomb miss? I don't know. If it can miss, then I guess that's like a fair answer. I see you guys having the worst discussion of all time of what takes more skill. Clicking Calm Mind with Speed Booster Valiant or clicking Toxic with Gliscor. I'm here to tell you that there's no correct answer. But objectively, offense takes less skill. That being said, one day I'll make a video on this because I don't like what I'm reading in the chat right now. No, I'm not agreeing with you, gang. Don't say thank you in all caps. I'm not agreeing with you, gang. No. No, let me stop you right there, gang. Let's see. The game is nuanced, bro. You cannot just say this like lazy shit like, oh, stall is more this, or like, that's like trying to trivialize the game for no reason. Roaring Moon clicks DD here. Knockoff for 39. Press comes out. Kills this. Knockoff again. Rooshed it off. So this is probably DD3 attack. I can show you a stall game I had before in tournament where I had to get 40 out of 40 turns right to win. And I was playing against Rain. So if you watch that, you'll think, oh my god, this Rain takes no skill. But this stall, he has to get every turn. So it's like, dude, everything is fucking contextual. There is no offense versus stall the great debate in Big 2025. But this is a good idea. This is a good video idea, I'd say. There's always going to be... You can easily say that this matchup, wow, how easy HO is. Yeah, I guess if you have every correct set, and STOUR had to get all the turns right. A lot of y'all be watching this thinking, I would have got all those turns right. No, I don't think so. But I will say that STOUR came well prepped with this team. But he got the turns right too. But the Ogre is demon time into this. It is. Terra Ghost is nice. You're able to also live Headlong Rush from Tusk if it comes down to it, while still keeping your spin blocker. Claude comes back in. Iron Head. Wait, I just saw what this is. Whoa. This is crazy. Whoa. He got that extra drill coverage. That steel ground. He got that extra drill. But at this point, U-turn to gold, wrap it up. Shadow Ball is gonna fry this. GG. Damn. So yeah, that was honestly a pretty good game, even though we kind of knew since like turn 25 that it was pretty clipped. Yeah, that is SPDF drill. Toxic to attack. This is especially defensive drill. Nah, that literally SPDF drill. That's pretty funny. But yeah, it all depends, gangsters. It all depends. Alright, let me go to my phone and find out what the next battle is chronologically. Let me open up the SMOGON thread. We got a lot of viewers here, 600 people. I like what I see. But we're not at 600 likes, which is not what I like to see. So, if you're in here right now, I'm gonna need you to stop withholding your like that you probably think costs $5 to click. Cat, it's free, so like my stream. Okay, let's move on to the next game. Lewis. Got it. I gotta put Lewis from my point of view, since that's my player. New Sun that CTC made. I use a Blaziken variation, but Ceruledge is a fair Pokemon. Me personally, I like Blaziken more on Sun and in general, but I like Blaziken more. I really do. I like Blaziken more. That shit is just a better Pokemon overall to me in Sun. This is a RMT, or not an RMT, it's a sample team built by another tournament player named Clean. But yeah, this is a known tournament team. Double Dragon Dance. I don't know if Lewis recognized it, but yeah, this is a good team. I like this. I believe Clean brought this to official SMOGON tournament finals versus Zav GB, and he almost won. Came down to a final last turn, but Ceruledge is cool because, I mean, everybody loves Ceruledge as a design. If you don't like Ceruledge as a design, you gotta go. Who the fuck doesn't like Ceruledge as a design, though? I would actually be shocked if there were Ledge haters out there. Because that guy, he just looks tough as fuck all the time, bro. He looks tough as fuck. Venusaur is the Pokemon that I always doubt. And to this day, I still don't like Venusaur. In Gen 9 OU. I mean, other gens, I don't really be using that shit. But Sun Venusaur, I mean, I get its purpose on Sun teams. Chlorophyll Abuser. Hits the bulky waters. Resists fairy moves. But I never really liked Venusaur myself. Because you know what you forgo? If you run a Venusaur? The potential Roaring Moon. Or the potential Raging Bolt. Which both are not on this team. So the Sun I use... Hold on. Let me show you my OG Sun. So I got a lot of teams that we cooked up and didn't end up using, but... Where's my OG Sun? I gotta show you that shit. That shit's so tough. Oh, man. Oh, no, I only got fake teams. Fuck! Where's my Blaziken Sun? Give me a second. I'm about to put y'all on heavy game. Heavy game. I even gave this to some of my friends to use in SMOGON Tour. What a team. What a team. Because I'm of the opinion if I'm running Sun, I want every proto bastard possible. No Wake is crazy. I know. No Wake is crazy. Trust me though. Blaziken. And also, I don't know if you've ever used Raging Bolt with an item. And then it also gets a photosynthesis boost. But it legitimately feels like you're cheating. At least for me. It really... Quit yapping about teams and show the repay low, bro. What kind of disrespect is this? You crazy? Anyways, to talk about this gorgeous team that I was so graciously talking about to y'all. You get a little booster energy, a little Dragon Boss action. Hatterene is a must on every Sun team because it's the initial switch into all hazard Pokemon. And then you just bounce out of the situation with the eject button. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Blaziken is shiest. They need to stop sleeping on Blaziken, bro. They need to stop that. Alright. What was the game? Oh, yeah. It's like, what tab did I have that shit in? So this is CTC's new Sun. It's about what you'd expect, bro. These two set up. This is a eject button. These are some offensive joints. That scope lens overheat scene is insane, dude. That shit is so bad. But Lax is one of the funniest builders ever. Lax is one of my favorites because he actually almost always builds his own teams. He takes a lot of pride in building his own teams. And he always runs up with some bullshit. And I always roast Lax. I'm like, dude, your teams suck. It's with love. Even though that sounds so mean. I always tell him, like, bro, please, your team sucks. But he's like, nah, I gotta bring it. And I'm like, fuck it, go for it. And then, but that is what he goes out of his way to bring some bullshit all the time. He brought a melodic this year. He brought a belly bolt this year. He brought a Meloetta last year. He always does some fuck shit every time. He brought his fucking Focus Energy Blaziken this year too. Yo, he's the GOAT actually. Yeah, you know what? I can't, but he's my bro, so I can't glaze too hard right now. That's crazy. Never show him this clip, or his ego gonna go to Mars. But he's him for always bringing a shipmon. He's him for that. Ting Lu leads off because Ruination has never been more free in a million years versus a Sun team. A lot of the time in a Sun matchup, Ting Lu turns into a water type because it's able to cock block Wake, and it still is able to check Moon, Tusk, all of them. Here though, Hoenn confirmed doesn't really need a turn water type because if Wake comes in and clicks Hydro Steam, there's 2 DD dragons in the back to take advantage of that situation. So, also I think both of these are Scale Shot dragons, but I don't remember. If I ran this team, probably Boots Knight and Scale Curum because there's no removal. But anyways, Hatterene comes in on the Ruination. That's always happening. This is the very rare Oko on Ting Lu. You never get to see this. You never get to see this. You never really... is this guaranteed when it KO? I feel like it is probably, right? Let me... I'm actually mad curious. You think that's guaranteed? I mean, his is probably Fizz Def or Fast or something like that. I don't know. I'm like pretty curious though. I want to know. Okay, it's probably no Spidef. It's probably Fizz Def. Yeah, okay. Or it's Fast. People do like Fast as well. Fast is hit or miss. Sometimes I've used Fast Ting Lu. Fast Ting Lu means max speed taunt. The shit hits like 207 speed. It's a motherfucker. Is my calc not showing special attack booster? Oh shit. Thank you for that. I didn't even see that. God damn. Oh my god, even... Okay. Okay, I was gonna say. God damn, Wake is a menace to society. Even Max gets fucking blasted. Yo, this is why I like Sun so much. Even though the Sun I was just shilling, the Blaziken Sun doesn't have a Wake. They don't gotta switch into this guy. If your opponent brings Ting Lu X Slow King G, if you bring this, they have to Terra Water one of those guys immediately or suffer. That's how it always goes. You see a calc like this and you see hope. Then you hop on the ladder and you do like 12 damage to Lu. Wake is so fire. Alright. Where's that game? Okay, so Steam comes out. Who comes in next? Val. Okay. Venusaur does its job here of being able to take an attack from Val, which it does easily and then kills with Weather Ball back because Val Spidef is base 5, so it's probably the battle you'll see Val do the least amount ever in your life. But Val, when you're not running Dragon Spam, is not as good into Sun. And also, there's a Ledge and a Venusaur, so this is probably the worst hand that Valiant could have ran into or whatever. So Iron Moth comes in here so it can click Fiery. Has to go Iron Moth because you're not going to go into Dragonite and risk Sludge Bomb, right? Ceruledge walls this as long as it's not Terra Blast Ground, and even if it is, you would kill back with Bitter Blade. D-Knight comes in. I think SD is clicked here. This is wrong. Just go Tusk. But I understand why he clicked SD, because he is assuming if he gets attacked here, he insta wins. But look what gets clicked. Obviously, Encore is getting clicked. That's why. But it's not like the worst play, but this was wrong. Straight up wrong. I said, because this is my player. I'm telling you right now, this is straight up wrong. You just go Tusk. Even if this is some Terra Fairy Blast, Terra whatever, that is the right play. Either way, Tusk takes nothing and kills this with Ice Spinner. Moth comes in here. Golden Go. Switches out. Ninetales comes in. Goes for Trick, I believe. Yes. As Weather Ball, a Flamethrower is clicked. Now this is a stern misplay. There is no way to lose this game as long as we switch this next turn. If we switch our Ninetales out, it's not locked into Flamethrower and we don't risk losing to set up Dragon. But he stays in. That is for sure wrong. Because now the Kyurem has an opportunity to set up. It's Scarf Ninetales in the back with Encore and Healing Wish. So for that reason, there could be a situation where Ninetales revenges a +1 Kyurem. But staying in the Flamethrower is so wrong there. When you're up this much, you need to guarantee the win. You need to guarantee, like, doing something like that is super wrong. I know I'm making it sound like this was like, holy shit, red alert, red alert. But if you're playing a game that matters and you're up, you need to make sure you confirm it. You can't just stay in and be like, all right, let me just kill this shit. You know, I have so many Pokemon type shit. Let's see. Kyurem comes in here and clicks DD. This is for sure wrong. This is always clicking Scale Shot. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. This only doesn't kill if it gets 4 hits and min roll. So this was giga botched, bro. I'm being dead ass. After this died, this shit could have won right there. This was botched. Like, we had it so won, and then those last 2 plays were just beyond thrown. Even here, staying in when it's Terra Fairy, but it doesn't matter because win with this. But yeah, this one was, I was like, bro. But yeah, I can very easily admit that that was some hacked shit. But it shouldn't have been. You should never lose after this. After this right here, literally switch to anybody and you win the game by keeping this in the back. Because the only way to give Kyurem a free setup is to have this stupid Ninetales out. So I know I'm making it sound like some super panic shit, but it's true. You don't want to throw when you have such a lead. Because something like this could happen. Terra button is still activated. Scale Shot is still in the back. But Ceruledge with its bulky ass Spadef is able to take this Bitter Blade. And that's going to be that. Ceruledge is able to take it. But I can very easily admit that this was a fucking botched ass game. Oh, I didn't even realize my dimensions were off. Why did nobody tell me? My bad. Okay. But we ran away with that game. God willing. Let me find the other replays. Why do I keep closing the thread on my phone? I always accidentally click that. Alright, what was the game after this? RBY. I ain't clicking that. We need a palate cleanser. It's time to watch the best player of all time. Yeah, we need a palate cleanser. It's time to watch the great one. So, I'll tell you how BKC ended up on the Tyrants. On my team. I'll tell you how. When me and BKC recorded the video we did, what was it? The, what's it called? It's like pros reacting to old battles. Which, by the way, a lot of you guys left really, really kind and supportive comments on that video. That it was like your favorite video I've made in years. So, I'm really happy I was able to satisfy a lot of you guys that love tournament stuff with that video. And we're going to make another video. Me and BKC were supposed to record an SPL vid yesterday. But his power went out or some shit. So, we're gonna spin back when his power is here. But believe me, it'll be a masterclass in rambling. And we'll surely go for 2 to 3 hours with all the tournament stuff and lore explained. So please, please don't worry. I will make sure that video is the one. Y'all legit have so much chemistry, bro. That's because BKC is my actual friend. It's not some business shit. Like, BKC is one of my oldest friends in Pokemon. Like, literally, BKC knew me when I was like fucking 13, 14 playing. Not that BKC is that much older than me. The way BKC talks, you would think he's like an old bitch. He's like 28, and I'm like 20s. He's not an old guy at all. But you would think, since he's always fucking teaching and like been playing for so many years, you'd think he's like an old ass dude. So, but yeah, big shot. But anyways, I'll tell you how this went down. So when me and BKC were recording that video, I was like, "Are you gonna play an SPL?" And he was like, "Bro, I don't know. I don't want to go on a team I don't like, and I'm always gonna be a lot of money." And then he said, "But if you guys get me, I would be pretty happy with that." I didn't even say anything I didn't even say like, "Do you want to be on my team or nothing?" Of course, I'd love to have the GOAT. But he just said that, and I was like, bro, if the GOAT is telling me that he want to be on my team, it's over with. He's coming to my team. Because I was always going to buy Soulwind. And so I was talking with my co-managers, Ray and Markop, and Soulwind. And Soulwind said, dude, if BKC wants to join our team and is enthusiastic about playing for our team, this is a no fucking brainer. That's the GOAT. Just take him on our team. Pay whatever the price is. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's drop the bag. Let's drop the Supermax. He's him. There's years of proof. I don't need any proof. He's him. You know what I'm saying? So, DPP. Let's go. Leads off with Zapdos, switches on Swampert immediately. Scizor comes in on Surf. Watch this turn. This is why he's the best. None of you can predict what's about to be clicked. I guarantee I could ask all of you to guess. I could wait for 50 guesses and none of you will guess what Starmie clicks this turn. Blood had the Protect to stop the pursuit shenanigans. He's him. He's him. And so just like that, he's able to defeat the Scizor 1v1 as a result. Nah, but watch what this set is. Watch what this set is. Bro has recovered too. This is the ultimate troll ass set, bro. Surf, Protect, Recover. Grass Knot does 57, which is still a lot of damage, but because BKC has this funny ass Protect set, he's able to not only stall out some of the moves, but he was able to take on the Scizor completely. The Scizor is cooked now. That shit's at 23 banned as revealed. Roserade comes in. When we were discussing what to bring, BKC kept saying, I feel like T-Spikes there might be something there. And I remember way back in the day, BKC had an infamous team. When I say back in the day, I mean like 12 fucking years ago. Like 10, 12 years ago. He had a DPP team. It was Raikou, Roserade. I think Infernape was on it. Don't quote me. But it was a very commonly spammed team. T-Spikes go up, and then you go to sub Calm Mind Raikou, or I think it was Protect Calm Mind Raikou. He had a couple of variations to the team. There's a meme that BKC has built every team in DPP. And for that reason, he'll recognize your team before even you know. Like that's like a very spammed meme that people used to say. That BKC already built every Gen 4 team ever made, so he knows your team better than you know it. Like it was really like that is one thing I will always have to tip my hat off to people who play non-preview gens 1 through 4. The ability to predict what's in the back, it takes so much repetition and playing to know what's going to be in the back and also be confident to make a play knowing that if it's not that, you can still recover. So T-Spike goes up as Gengar comes in. Focus Blast is clicked, but this is Max Spadef Roserade, seeing as Grass Knot did 2%. So BKC doesn't give a fuck. He just stays in. It's also dual hazard Roserade, which I haven't seen in a while. Gengar clicks Taunt here, but BKC is literally the best player ever, so he predicts the Taunt turn, knowing that it wasn't going to happen the turn before. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's the one. Hidden Power still does a great amount of damage. Scizor comes in here on the next HP Fire and just dies. And it is honestly looking clean. Max Spadef Roserade is some nasty work. We see this right here. I ain't even gonna say anything, bro. I ain't gonna say anything. Just watch this. I ain't gonna say anything. Just watch this. This shit right here, bro. How the fuck did he predict HP Electric? How the fuck did that just happen? How the actual fuck did that just happen? Bro, the funny thing is, he told me he predicted like U-turn or something, whatever the case is. He told me he obviously didn't predict HP Electric or ground, but he told me when he saw Hidden Power that his initial reaction was, oh my god, how the fuck did he HP Ice predicting my Flygon? Who the fuck leaked my team? That's what BKC told me right after. He was like, dude, I thought he clicked HP Ice on the Switch predicting my Flygon, and somebody fucking snaked my team away, and I couldn't stop laughing. And then he was like, but then it wasn't fucking HP Ice. That's what I would have thought too though, right? When Hidden Power come out, what fucking Infernape runs non-HP Ice? But it's HP Electric, which I guess is to bait Gyarados, which isn't even stupid. Gyarados is an amazing Pokemon in Gen 4, one of the best. But man, bro caught that. I thought it was a Soul Read HP Ice mid-ground. Bro, me too. When I saw the Hidden Power live, I'm like, oh my god, that was a lordly play. But that shit was not HP Ice. Gengar comes in here on the U-turn. Hidden Power Fire comes out again, but with the T-Spike doing its job, the Spike doing its job, big chillin'. Click Slack Off here, which is interesting. We've seen this set before, the Slack Off 3 attack, but BKC as perfect as ever. Makes sure he switches the Starmie in on the non-electric turn. Gets the easy rapid spin, knowing HP Electric is going to bounce off. Zap comes in here, but again, this is the genius of T-Spikes. Ground types like Swampert. Substitute gets clicked. It's about to get disgusting. We've all been in this situation before where there's some bastard-like Pokemon doing this shit. Oh no. What's our Zap? Was this Subtoxic Roost? Oh, HP Ice. So yeah. BKC is big chillin'. He's switching to Rose right here? No, he went back into Starmie. Damn. Latias comes in here, which is a nice play by Goat Dawn. And Empoleon comes back in. I think this would click Protect. Oh, Metagross. That crit mattered. That's just a fact. But yeah, new Pokemon, the Steel type gets revealed. BKC is a big Metagross head. I love Metagross too. He ran Scarf Metagross a couple times in this tournament, which was very funny. Because it hits 393 speed, which, you know, it gets the job done. And you can have that Scarf Explosion insurance. But yeah, that crit obviously mattered. Max HP, and Empoleon lives that shit, and that's probably what he was. Roserade comes in here on Will-O-Wisp. No need to stay in with Metagross for no reason. Shadow Balls again, it's only doing 30-ish. We're going to see Hidden Power come out, do 29. But his Roserade really did a lot this battle. You look at the moves, they got fucking 5 Hidden Powers off. Like, what? Roscoe the Metagross. Shout out to our boy Roscoe. Latias comes in here, but the Protect is so free. As we see a Trick. What does BKC go to here? He stays in on the Scarf Trick. I think he could have gone Flygon pretty easily. In Gen 4, you're stuck into Trick if you trick away your item. And it's choiced, you're still stuck into Trick. But maybe BKC didn't want to risk the potential of this being Specs. So that's fair. Infernape doubles in on the Metagross, nice play. But at this point, this is all formality. BKC already farmed way too big of a lead in like the first 30 turns. So, I mean, at this point he has Sand up too. So Latias starts taking chip. Blood when he gets up the turn 36 rocks. It's all part of the game. Here, he gets crit by Draco, which you get to see the rare old Gen 2X crit. Because how the fuck does Hippo die to anything, right? But no, that is a 2x crit. That's a strong bitch. So, but all that shit, it doesn't matter. We're already up so many Pokemon that it's whatever. He goes to this, he clicks Outrage. Boom. I ain't gonna lie, gang. He's the best. He's the best. What you want me to say? He's the best. Like, bro, what? He's the best. Ain't shit to say, bro. That shit right there. I saw that shit. I was like, damn. Damn. That shit was... Damn. Fuck. That's a tough game. More blunder BKC content and the S&P 500 is going to the moon. And gang, I actually saw my investment portfolio earlier this morning. That shit is not going to the moon. But hopefully me and BKC can help reverse this ongoing situation. But yeah. Bro's a magician. Bro's a magician for sure. Alright, folks. I'm streaming for 2.5 hours. Should I keep going? I could keep going. We can keep going. It can be done. Next game is Gen 1, which I don't care about. So let's keep pushing. Goba have a beer. I don't even have any beers in the crib. I actually haven't drank in a minute. I'm on a cleanse. I haven't drank or smoked nothing in like 2 months. I'm on a cleanse for the time being. Has that shit done anything for me? I don't think so, but hey. Body will help me because I'm an old bitch now. I'm 26. Let's see. Who's next up on this? RBY Kate. Okay. Ah, yes. This was a very, very to the wire game. This was shiced. I love the HO versus HO. This also takes a lot of nuance. When you have HO versus HO, it definitely takes a lot of nuance. So we've already seen this team used. I had a game with it up already. Where is it? Let's find. Well, who used this already? Ewin used it. Yeah. Yeah, it's the same team. The Mons are just scrambled. All in all, this is pretty good. You know what I'm saying? No way somebody just said I'm pushing 30. How can you be 4 years away from 30 and you're pushing 30? Calm down. Calm down. Calm down, bro. Calm down. This is the team I uploaded with. That Old Spice Mike created. This team has existed for a couple months. It's been brought to tournament many times. This is one of my favorite teams, offense-wise, in the generation. This 6 is pretty unique. Scizor is an amazing Pokemon, especially look at VK's team and look at Scizor. That shit is a menace. So you can't go wrong with Scizor, man. When you think your opponent's gonna bring offense, or honestly just Roaring Moon, Ogre, Val, any of those shits, it's still defensively enough. It has the defensive utility to take the hit, and also U-turn, knockoff, BP. Those are all phenomenal moves. Yo, can you hear me? Is this shit on? You hear me? Alright, bet. I'm back. Let's see. Imagine being born in the 2000s millennia. Not I. Shut up. I'm shiced. I'm born in 98. Like a boss. We had a lot in 1998. Alright? Who here is from 98? Let me find out. All my friends are from 96 to 2000. Anything opposed 2000? I don't know, gang. See, 98 was the shiest, bro. They be calling us old. I will say this. Unk, you can be an online unk if you're 26. That's some old shit. That's what I said before. At this point, I can concede. It's crazy because back when I was playing the SMOGON tournaments and shit, I was known as like the young player. I was like 15, 16, smacking everybody. So it was like, I remember always talking shit. When I'd win a game, I'd be like, I'm in 10th grade, bitch. Go back to your job. Oh my God, that was cancer. It's over now. I'm that old bitch. You can still be a young turnt vamp at 27. Write that down. Yeah, when I was a kid, age discrimination, that was like my fucking, that was my trap card. I'd be like, you old bitch. You just lost to a 11th grader. Is there any real new heads that are young? For sure, man. There's always a lot of young players. My ADV player is 16 years old, and he went brazy this season. You know what I'm saying? I would wager that when you're at that age, not 16, because your brain's not that developed, but like when you have more time to not care about real shit, you're obviously better at the game. Usually, he's younger than ADV, bro. That brother told us he was born in like 2009 or some shit. I was like, bro, what the fuck? Shit is tough, bro. Thunder really told me to shut up when I was sticking up for us late 90s guys. When did I tell you to shut up, bro? I never said no shut up. Yeah, it's tough. Anyways, yeah, I'm an unk online because I've now put in like 12 years online. I gotta be realistic. Yeah, that's an old bitch. I'm an old bitch now. I'm still shice though. Type shit. You know what I'm saying? Who's your NBA MVP? My two favorite players in NBA history are Tayshaun Prince, who is #1. Even though I don't give a fuck about, what was it, Pistons? Yeah, I don't give a fuck about the Pistons. But Tayshaun Prince is my favorite player. He just had that swag. As for Chicago players, I like a lot of Chicago players. Back in the day, Derrick Rose was obviously a big fucking deal. I remember we had a raffle at my school for signed D Rose shoes. Oh man, people were going stupid trying to win that shit. That was a big deal. I remember. Shaw's GOAT D Rose. And then that's not my favorite player though on Bulls. I don't know, bro. That's a good question. I like Scalabrine obviously for the memes, but I would not call him my favorite NBA Bulls player. I hate all the players on the Bulls now. I liked when DeRozan was on our team, but he's gone. Luckily, we got rid of the only good player we had for a while. Everything good always disappears on the Bulls. Even though now Josh Giddey is like super shiced or something. I saw that fucking half-court shit. Rose GOAT is Josh Giddey. Nah, chill. I never said that shit. Kobe White is tough? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you know, dude, Bulls, we'll be back. Okay? Who? Vooch? Come on, gang. But he kind of hit or miss now. I don't know what happened with Lonzo Ball. I don't know how that shit ever happened. Nothing ever happened with that. I thought that shit was going to save us. Bro, fuck the Bulls. Is 2035 our year? Bro, that's why I always tell my dad when he bitches about sports to just shut up. Because he got to live in Chicago for Bulls 96, 97. So every time he's like, oh man, Bulls suck. I'm like, you old bitch. Be happy you got to see all that shit. I've said that before in here too. You got to see some disgusting Jordan beatdowns. You know, be happy with what you got. Meanwhile, all I got was false hope with Derrick Rose. when I was in middle school. Me and all my bros. Amazing. Phenomenal. Yahoo. It's a tough world out there. I don't follow NBA too much anymore. As in the games, but NBA is still shiced. Oh, Joakim Noah. Oh my god, bro. He's fire, bro. Yes, bro. That was my guy, bro. Joakim Noah is tough, bro. That's a good one. My dad liked that one guy, Tony, the white dude. He was shiced. Oh, Luol Deng. Yo, I saw Luol Deng at the gym. I swear to God, in 2020, I saw him at the gym with his team. He had like 8 dudes with him, and they were all lifting, but it was literally him. Luol Deng, bro, he's shiced. Real, and then, bro, you think I'm not gonna talk about him? Mr. Wade, the work Mr. Wade did for my team, bro. Unforgettable. Unforgettable. Too bad we didn't have him for that long, but man, bro, we had some shit, man. The Jimmy Butler years were fun too. Carlos Boozer, I remember him as a kid too. I fucking hate Zach LaVine. I always have. Nice dunk contest. Why the fuck are we not in the playoffs, Zach LaVine? Pau Gasol, I loved him a lot. Damn, man. Y'all got me reminiscing. I didn't expect to start just thinking back. Rajon Rondo. Oh my god, when I was a kid, Rajon Rondo was him. Man, you're taking me back. Nah, Rajon Rondo was him. That Celtics team that won with Ray Allen, Paul Pierce. What year was that? 05 or 06 when Paul Pierce was MVP? What year is that? 07? Oh wait, okay. That was one of my that is probably like my favorite playoffs I saw. And I don't give a fuck about the Celtics. I'm not like a fan of Boston or anything. I could give less of I don't care. The point is, that lineup was so shiced. And Paul Pierce was playing beautiful basketball. That I just remember watching him in the playoffs. I'm like, oh my god, he's not human. And that was back before the three-pointer was spammed and downloaded. That was back when Ray Allen, all of his shots were too wet. It would every three from Ray Allen, calm, man. That shit was so fire. That shit makes me smile just like remembering that shit again. That shit was so gas. Watching that shit as a kid I was like, bruh, they playing a whole different type of hoops in this bitch. Oh man, that was some other shit. KG too. That was some other shit. All right. Now that I've gotten all that Bulls talk off, damn. Shout out to my Chicago Bears too. Fucking dog shite. When Bulls were up 2-1 on the Cavs with Jimmy and Rose was our last game. We had some shit, man. We had some shit going, man. Every time the Bulls have something starting up, every time it looks like, oh my god, we're about to cook, the Bulls are like, wait, let's make the worst fucking decision possible. And then they do that. As for the Bears have a history of making the worst fucking decisions ever. But that's because the Bears is owned by a dipshit family that continues to make bad decisions. And the lady who owned it, she died recently. But the team still exists and is owned by her family. And they're definitely as dumb as her. So I'm not expecting anything. Chicago Bears comeback tour will likely happen in 2040 or some shit. I don't know. It's tough, man. It's tough. I guess we did get some baseball W's. I loved watching the White Sox win. Paul Konerko, one of my all-time favorite players. I never cared much for the Cubs. I loved Sammy Sosa, the GOAT. Sammy Sosa was so crazy. That used to be my nickname when I was a kid. Seriously. When I was 5 and 6, they used to call me Sosa. Not like Chief Keef Sosa fools. But because Sammy Sosa, I would always be talking about him. Always. Man, Sammy Sosa was him! Bruh. Shit take me back, eh? Shit take me back. I really don't give a fuck about sports anymore for the most part. Not that there's anything like I'm not hating or nothing. I just don't follow this shit, man. Good times. Alright, let's get into this game. Yeah, man, I'm too. My mind's not even in this game right now. All I can think about what could have been. I should be able to watch NBA on stream and react to it. That would be shite, but probably get banned for showing content that's not mine, which is YouTube's favorite. Man, shout out to Sammy Sosa, the GOAT. Man, I went to a hockey game twice in the last 5 months. It was my first time ever going to a hockey game. Blackhawks twice. I went to see them. First game, they lost terribly. Second time I saw them, they smoked the Ops. The first game I saw them, they played Canada, though. They got fried. Canada's actually like that in hockey, man. They went stupid on our team. I think we scored in the first third, and we the first point, and we lost like 11-2 or 11-3. It was beyond heinous. But I don't really watch hockey on TV ever. I mean, I don't watch sports in general anymore. But live hockey games are very shiced. I can recommend those. I didn't even care when the Blackhawks lost the first game. That shit was super fun. We literally played against 6 LeBrons and got wiped down. Don't the Hawks got like a crazy young guy? Yeah. Something Bernard. Connor Bernard, I think, is his name. Bedard? Yeah, he's like 18 or 19. He's our guy in hockey, but we got a lot of work to do still. Blackhawks are balls. They're just balls. But get ready. We gonna make the comeback. We gonna make the comeback. How long you streaming for, bro? I wanna stream SHOWDOWN tour in 4 hours. But man, I'm tired. But man, I want to. I'm gonna post the Your Rage video actually, so you guys can watch that. I'm gonna come back to this. Apologies to VK and Kate. I'm not covering this. I know Kate was in the chat too, so I feel bad not covering this game. But I'll start with this game in the next day I do this, which will probably just be tomorrow, because I need to eat and do some other shit if I'm gonna stream the live SHOWDOWN tour. I don't wanna miss it. But I could have got through more games in here. I will admit I was kind of slow here, but it's semifinals, so I want to give the games the attention they deserve. People fucking they work hard to get here. Also, to answer everybody's question about who I want to win in the finals, let's take a look. I'll tell you right now, the classiest deserve to win this tournament. I'll tell you right now. They deserve to win this tournament. The most dominant regular season. They objectively got hacked by us in the semifinals, and they still beat us. I'm an objective person. I'm the GOAT for a reason. The classiest deserve to win this tournament, and for that reason, they will win this tournament. That's what I think. Of course, we'll see what happens. Pokemon is a fickle game. It's Friday and 0 games have been completed yet. But my prediction is the classiest win this. But this is quite a good matchup, bro. There are some solid games in here. Obviously, my boy 3D is in the finals. I'm gonna be rooting for him. I would love for 3D to win, but I will be supporting the class. I mean, neither team is mine, so I really don't have like a fucking horse in this race whatsoever. But yeah, I would say the classists are stronger, flat out. I predict the classiest win. Roro getting his 12th trophy or whatever would be fire. That old bitch has so many trophies. Let me go to Hall of Fame. It's been a minute. Oh fuck. Okay, whatever. That old bitch has so many rings. Let's find out. I think number 1 is Empo with 9. 8. So 8 is the record at the moment. Empo takes number 1 because 5 of them are individual, which is literally not real. This is beyond dominance. 4 individual, 4 team. My GOAT with the most amazing rainbow collection. Unfortunately, I could not get him to his 8th this year, but next year he'll be back. BKC, August, Tsunami. I ignore all this World Cup shit. This is LOL. Anyways, this right here, so my boy could get up to 6. This was shiced. Tricking won 2 official ladder tournaments back to back. This was impressive. This guy won in 2003. Yeah, I'm gonna sound like a hater, but bro was playing in tournaments that legitimately had 16 people. So go. Where do I rank? Am I top 100 on this bitch? Poic. If I had to guess, I'm probably like 150. We'll take it. We'll take it. 77. We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it. We gotta keep pushing. We gotta keep pushing. But we'll take it. I could have been up here. If we won that, I would have been right here 50s. I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back for the money. Shout out to CTC. If it wasn't for CTC, I'm gonna be so honest, I probably wouldn't have this red right here if it wasn't for him. So that's the greatest. They gotta put me above this cheater though. That's crazy. Oh, I forgot Michael has 2 individuals. He's shiced for that. Where's Blim at? Blim doesn't have any trophies. He doesn't play Smogon tournaments. Anyways, this is a good. Man, this takes me back too. I haven't looked at the Hall of Fame in a minute. Shut up, Lex. Putting in a best player of all time. Best player of all time. This right here is the most beautiful shit ever seen. The debut year, signs up, wins 3 trophies in 6 months, refuses to elaborate. Maya. Did y'all win money in tourneys or it's for glory? It's for glory. You could never have even offered an amount of money back in the day for people to take it. Everything was about winning and beating another player and being able to say you're better than them. There was no, you couldn't even put money in this and make people care about it. Seriously, back then it was all like, I just want to be the best and I want everybody else to know I'm the best and I want to be able to tell the person I beat, I fucked you up, shut up. Like all that shit was real. Now there's money to it because it's like, that's just life. I'm not saying that's a good or a bad thing. It's just, I mean, Smogon tournaments in general don't really have a big prize usually. And I would tell you that anybody that plays in these Smogon tournaments is not money focused. There are tournaments offsite that usually they need money to work. Like I remember I got asked if I could give a donation for a tournament and I straight up said nobody in this tournament is good enough that I want to pay to watch them play. And then I said I can give 75 bucks and I got told that's not enough money for people to play. And my jaw just dropped. And I was like, good luck, gang. With your tournament. But discussion for a different day. The game is still beautiful. I'll see y'all soon. I'm gonna stream Smogon Tour later. This was fun.